It's game time!
Thanks, Mom.
They're just as sweet as candy, aren't they? Okay, I got this. I'll give you a hand. Well, not really, because I am a hand, and hands can't have hands. But I can change the game. Swipe and color bomb. Look out! She cracked the candy code. You are an ace, bro! But your style game needs a level up. I think some upgrades are in order. I always carry a spare. Let's go! Whoppa! You won't find these in aisle 5. Ooh, careful. They bruise easily. For the horde! Lock and load. This might be my greatest gift of all. Gaming has gone pro, and I'm taking you all with me. Now that's how you change the game! Head on with it, people! This tournament's not gonna win itself.
Welcome, everybody, to the final day of Activision Blizzard Media's esports tournament, the Cannes Classic. If this is your first time joining us, well, you've missed 2 days of awesome action, and we've missed you as well. The Cannes Classic is launched by Activision Blizzard Media in partnership with Cannes Lions to provide a fun and unique event to connect virtually and showcase their amazing games.
Yeah, Jen and I back to be with you here as we're about to kick off the third day of action. But we did start, like Jen had mentioned, a couple of days ago. Round 1 was played on Monday, where we started with 24 total squads. And over the past 48 hours or so, teams have been battling it out in some absolutely serious matches. I mean, we saw some incredible upsets yesterday, and now we're remaining with just the last 4 squads. And today, those semifinals will go head-to-head as we play through Call of Duty Cold War, and they continue to fight for glory. And, of course, the epic trophy, Jen, that's what we're really excited for.
Yes, and just a reminder to how this tournament has gone down. These players have traveled through a single elimination style bracket and been playing only the mode called Search and Destroy in the Call of Duty Cold War, as Alan said. And each match from here on out is a best of 5 or a first to 3 series, and the team to first to 3 victories wins the match. And then each map of Search and Destroy is first to 6 points or first to 6 round wins.
Yeah, and all 4 of these final squads have been unreal. So some of the basics that we've been kind of catering to over the last couple of days, those are going to be default. Already know it. No need to retell me about it if you're playing for these squads, because we saw some absolutely incredible gameplay throughout yesterday's quarterfinal matchup specifically. And going into the semifinals, all of these players and teams know the game mode. They should know the maps. And of course, they know what exactly they're most comfortable bringing into battle with what weaponry they prefer, depending on maybe even the maps themselves. So very excited to see what they have to offer now that they're squaring up against an opponent that for sure will also be just as capable in the game mode as they themselves are. It's going to be a really fun day.
It is, and it's actually so sad that it's the last day of the Cannes Classic, but we're going to be crowning a winner, so I'm more excited about that. And if you guys want to catch the first 2 days of action, you can just go and check all the VODs right here from our live streams available to you from Activision Blizzard Media's YouTube channel. And if you haven't learned about Activision Blizzard Media and all their offerings, be sure to check out their website, activisionblizzardmedia.com. You can always see what they're up to, and also by following them on Twitter at ActiveBlizzMedia, and also subscribing to their YouTube.
Indeed. And just to give you guys a quick overview for how the rest of this tournament is going to go. Again, like we mentioned, it's going to be the semifinals. We'll be starting up in the next couple of minutes or so. So don't go too far because you're not going to want to miss the action. But now that we've gotten to the best 4 teams, matches are going to go to, like you mentioned, that best of 5 instead of what has been the best of 3. So now we're in a position, as you look over the bracket, where these teams are really going to be tested versus one another, because it's not just we didn't quite like this map and oh shoot, now all of a sudden we only have one more map before we're eliminated. You have a much more elongated series to go through. So as we look to crown the next champion, we will be taking the next couple of hours to decide who will be the first ever Cannes Classic champions. And Not gonna lie, it's a beautiful trophy to take a look at. And not only that, hey, we've got MVPs to give away too. It's not just the glory of the full squads, but there will be one individual rather that will be MVP. And we've already been voting over the last couple of days, and that MVP is Drew. And rightfully so. I mean, he played really, really well over the last couple of days. By far, I would say one of the reasons why his team was able to get as far as they did. I mean, candidly, he's also been getting into my DMs a little bit on Discord saying, like, dude, this is the most intense thing I've been part of. Like, can't believe I'm playing this well, things like that. It's really, really fun to see that little bit of extra energy. So congrats to Drew, our MVP for the Can Classic.
Yeah, I was talking to Drew, and he goes into those aim labs before the games, and
Gotta stay
we
hot.
were kind of getting. Hey, gotta stay hot. Gotta keep those wrists warm. But we were kind of wondering at the start of this tournament what level of play we were going to see from anyone from probably just picking up Cold War for the first time, playing with a bunch of friends from the company, or people who have more experience with games. And Drew is at the top of that list. But we have some gameplay ready for you. Our first semifinal, WQ United versus McNuggies.
And they will provide some appetizing gameplay. We've been joking about how McNuggies have kept us hungry all time. And here we go. This is what I'm really most excited for. All of the custom logos in play. WQ United looks like they just came off of the Euro Cup. I mean, they're looking like soccer squad with that emblem. But there will be starting on Moscow, and we've already gotten through one round. And Dorfenklus has really been a surprise over the last 2 days. One Dig and not Harry Z, I think both were really good considerations for MVPs, but Dorfenklus really stepped up yesterday, and he's already off to a 2-0 start here today in the first round.
Just a reminder of kind of how to watch Call of Duty if you missed the first 2 days of action. So the bomb has to be planted by the attack within the time limit, and the defense, you can see it on the top right and the top left, who is attacking, who's defending. The defense want to defuse it or completely eliminate the attack before they accomplish their task. And the first to 6 round wins. If you accomplish your task, whether defense or offense, you get that round win. First to 6. We'll take that map in our best of 5, and you'll get to see who's alive and who's dead based on the skulls in your scoreboard at the top. KD stands for kills and death. Streaks for what kind of streak they are on in terms of kills, and objectives means either plants and diffuses.
Speaking of, bomb has been planted, but Krypton by themselves, nowhere to go but down. And how about just the start for One Dig and Dorfenklus? 3-0 for both of them, 3 straight kills, and that was a situation that after the first blood, the whole round started to really tilt towards the defensive favor, but having to play for the retake on the bomb site definitely gave McNuggies a chance to hold on and maybe salvage the round, but not to be. Randerson with this kill mid-map you thought was going to be enough to allow them a chance to kind of win back some ground over through that metro area mid-map, but still it's just the fact that this WQ United squad really, really talented, and you're starting to see exactly why in the first couple of rounds.
And just being able to win a round both on attack and defense also helps a lot, because you were kind of telling me, A site, the more preferred one. And when it comes to whether a bomb site is liked or not by the players depends on how accessible it is by the offense, how easy it is to defend it once you have planted. So you see this approach from WQ United over to A, but they've lost their bomb carrier.
It's not great news, and this little heady right over top of the statue is very difficult to break back a line through. So it's going to be down to One Dig playing the complete opposite side of the map. Going to have to clutch up the 1v3, and has actually gotten right around the back of Randerson, who's not going to scout out One Dig whatsoever. So the timing could be in his favor, and there's the first elimination. Tries to get away with their life and will be successful in that endeavor. Slides down towards mid. The regen is there, and One Dig has successfully escaped with the first of what needs to be 3 kills.
And when the bomb carrier gets taken out, the bomb is left behind. You can't exchange the bomb with someone else. You can't drop the bomb. So you can see that bomb icon on the bottom left of that map overview. Such an important engagement for Dig to win there.
And he's going to be able to collect the bomb very easily with that elimination. Go right over towards A, and he's going to have to try to plant before 5 seconds. Randerson's going to try to meet him at this bomb site, though, and the timing. Oh, One Dig expects it! Comes over the top of the bomb, takes the shots, barely misses a bullet, and One Dig has 1v3 to get the 3rd round.
What a performance. And you can see in your final kill cam, the best play of the day. No surprise. Switching on sides. Your current score is 3-0. McNuggies, you don't want to be going down map 1 with just a whimper. We need to see a bit of a roar.
Oh, absolutely we do. I mean, that is just a situation that in the normal scheme of Call of Duty Search and Destroy, you look at from McNuggy's perspective and say, you cannot allow that to happen. You can't just let somebody 3v1 you, or 1v3 you rather, I should say, because really at the end of the day, that numbers advantage should be enough just to play trades, in which, I mean, you just stack up collectively as either a duo or specifically in that instance, a trio. You just run around looking for him and force him to have to kill all three of you quickly, not one by one. Even worse news now for McNuggies getting into the 4th round. A team Semtex takes down Krypton for first blood, and Duat1 with Randerson playing the outside of the A bomb actually have to back away just to get to this bomb that has been dropped over by these trash cans outside of Eskies.
Because there's 2 bomb sites, you see the defense of WQ United were kind of spread thin, looking at B, looking at A, but now that all the action's going down at A, we need to see McNuggies recover that bomb. It's still dropped. The icon is on your mini-map. Will be Duotone, who I think wants to go and recover that, and in a 2 versus 1, they could go for the kill, they could go for the plant, but McNuggies are in a good position.
Oh, they're in a great position. It just comes down to Dorfencluse now clutch. Semtex actually did connect. Time becoming a bit of a problem, so technically speaking, Dorfencluse just needs to find the player trying to plant, but with that kill onto Randerson, Duat1 has actually backed away. He's hiding in the corner behind the payphones and needs to go for the plant. Has to go for it right now. You need to get it down before 5 seconds, and oh, just barely does, but Dorfencluse here to check. Just comes down to the timing. Can he find him on the exit? Spam shot's not going to be there. Looking for him, and we'll find him. The Semtex comes out. Does not fully stick, but gets damage, and Dorfencluse cleans things up. And another 1v multiple situation for WQ United.
Look at the kills from WQ United. I mean, Dig was 6-0 for most of this game, and now Dorfin has reached the 5-1 mark. This is WQ United already. I mean, maybe this is early to call, Alan, but map 1 is really starting to run away for WQ United.
Oh man, absolutely they are, and it's just in the style that they've been able to do it. It's the simple fact that McNuggies are doing really well in these rounds to get the numbers advantage. It's just from there, they're not really able to lock things up. It's kind of like one of those combination locks that like you have to put like, 4 numbers in like kind of down a row, not like your turn tile kind of locks, you know what I'm talking about? And like you have to like set it, like for instance, the lock to my gym locker lock is my birthday. Spoiler. But like if it's like you set it, but then you don't actually move the numbers around. So it just like it closes, but it doesn't actually lock. Yeah, you've got to lock the lock, McNuggies. I don't know where I'm going with this, by the way, but I'm here for it. I don't know if you're here for it, but I'm here for it. 1D will start the round off with a good first blood this time with the Semtex.
Oh, make it 2? Damn. Yeah, lock your locks, kids.
Fully lock
don't
them.
throw
Don't
away the
phantom lock
key.
them. Yeah.
Holy cow, this round ended very quickly, and this map about to as well. We haven't seen a single round win by the opposing side. This is kind of scary for our first semifinal.
Yeah, and for McNuggies, they were playing much better yesterday. Largely, I was looking at Krypton. He popped off yesterday. I mean, we talked about it after day number 1. McNuggies were kind of put through the blender a little bit. I mean, they had to go through a couple of different map 3s just to get to yesterday. And when they were playing yesterday, they looked like a totally different squad. And now all of a sudden, you're not getting the same kind of participation out of Randerson and Krypton, who I would say largely carried the team yesterday. I mean, we've got 1D at 9-1, Dorfencluse at 5-1, and Not Harry Z was actually an MVP candidate. He's 0-4. So they're doing part of the job, like we continue to mention. It's just the simple fact that 1D and Dorfencluse are absolutely having themselves a day, well, at least a map, I guess we should say. It is just map 1 of a best of 5.
And you can see this long-range AR of Dig with the double kill. Jeez! McNuggies really wanted this B bomb site, and it's the less preferred one because of how difficult it is to cross this long road and how difficult it can be to see some of these defending members. And now it's Krypton all on his own.
It's like 1D saw the results of the MVP ballot and said, why was I not a consideration? You guys done messed up. And he's having himself a lights-out semi so far. Krypton, good shots over the top. That's what we came to expect from him. Oh, has he seen the second smoke will come through? Dorfencluse takes the gunfight and wins it. No full regeneration coming through for Krypton. So it's 11-1 for 1D, 6-1 for Dorfencluse. And the team of WQ United wins 6-0, not getting a single kill from Not Harry Z. Unbelievable. They essentially just 2v3'd for the last 6 rounds. Not something that we would often expect, not at this level, getting into the semifinals. Incredible performance from those two.
Oh, we're seeing McNuggies try some different things. You know, they forced A a lot, thinking that was their comfort spot, and kind of, I think they got 2 bomb plants out of those 6 rounds. So, pretty decent objective plants, but it's just being able to have the first blood, which I think is what they lacked.
Absolutely.
And then they tried the B bomb site, and then they got 2Ps to right on the cross, which, you know, they got double killed. I'll try and reduce my gamer words as much, but McNuggy, it's just maybe they'll have better luck on a map that they know better.
I mean, 2-piece of McNuggies isn't really something that you can purchase normally. So we're seeing something
Just a
that
snack.
you very well, it's just a very small little snack. We're not going to get 10-piece McNuggies here, just a 2-piece right there coming through for WQ United. But with that in mind, no, we do need to mention that the semifinals and the finals will have a predetermined map set. So our 5 maps have already been set up for our squads. Moscow, of course, being the first map, but going up into map number 2, we will be seeing Express. And I say that with a bit of hesitation because for McNuggies, it's going to be difficult for them to kind of turn around the pace and tempo that they were just playing on Moscow into Express. It's a map that feels very similar, where you've got a couple of long lanes on the outsides that do rely on some close quarters battles, and then the middle of the map is still wide open. So for McNuggies, I think I would just like to see them just stack something together. And they're getting completely outslayed. Just like in the kill feed at the moment, just not being able to really take the gunfights favorably versus WQ United. So try to hit something together. And that may be the case as they actually move through the middle of the map, but they're going to allow Dorphin Clues for WQ United to get the bomb planted.
What a decisive rush from WQ United. They have their sub in this little toll booth, so anyone who approaches Dorphin with a double kill and the bomb planted already for WQ United. This is not how McNuggies wanted to enter map 2. Already in the 1v3, and they got a defuse with 25 seconds left. This ain't gonna be it. WQ United with first round.
Yeah, it's just so puzzling because yesterday, all the matches that we saw in the quarterfinals were relatively competitive. I mean, there may have been 1 or 2 that were a little bit more of a blowout based on the scores, but McNuggies played really competitively yesterday. And I mean, we're just seeing Dorphin Clues run right into Ticket Booth and find a 2-piece with this SMG without really taking any damage. And that's just so surprising because Randerson and Krypton yesterday were really good, but maybe the pressure of the semifinals is starting to get to them. And maybe on the other front, maybe the real consideration, the fact that this WQ United squad's absolutely filthy. That could also be what we're looking at here.
Now the bomb from McNuggies posing themselves for a B approach, but at least it's only Krypton though that is trying to go for maybe that AR first blood on that subway side, but deciding now, okay, we're gonna bait some attention, we're gonna leave B, and the defense of WQ United all scrambled to figure out, is this just a passive push for B, or are they rotating to A? Well, it's the latter. McNuggies are trying to go to A.
Well, the bomb is still over in the middle of the map, though. Krypton has not gone with his teammates at all. In fact, he's in the middle of Ticket Booth and might be thinking about, you can't let that happen. Out of all of the things that you don't want to see, that might top the list. Team nading away from the action. Bomb has been planted, though, so there is some good news here for McNuggies, but, I mean, they just do not look comfortable. Krypton will get some help from Randerson as Dorphin Clues is trying to make a play through mid-map, but there's a second contender, and that's 1Dig who does find the trade, getting it down to Randerson in a 1v2. Not Harry Z. Lots of shots, but none of them making it through the trash can. It leaves 1Dig in the 1v1, sees Randerson down low, and could just play for the defuse, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. The Semtex comes out. Randerson, is he going to check it? I don't think he's going to. 1Dig's going to sneak the defusal right under the nose of Randerson, and WQ United literally sneak away a second round.
2 rounds in a row, and maybe there's a world, Alan, where that strategy could make sense. You're 3 people, you send your bomb carrier to the opposite site, you try to bait all this attention to the other site to kind of weaken the defenses of the bomb you're trying to plant to, but you're putting so much faith into one player, because if they drop the bomb at the other site, the defense knows, and then you're kind of screwed to try and recover that. But McNuggies didn't work out on that offense. Dorphin now with the bomb for WQ United.
Yeah, and first blood for 1Dig right over the middle of the map. Dorphin Clues, though, does get caught trying to place a trophy system, so Randerson on 3 in a row all of a sudden, tagged up from his left, and it will actually be Not Harry Z to take the secondary challenge from the TV monitors. That will be good for another odd man situation favoring WQ United. Smoke will go out for Duat1. He will have a chance to try to make his way over to the B-bomb site, but I don't know. The map knowledge may not necessarily be there. He wasn't sure how to mantle through the windows, and as he finally gets into the train tracks, well, choo-choo, says W United Key, as they find their way in for the easy kill.
We just need one round win from McNuggies just to spark a bit of hope. That hopium, if you will, because
I like that.
WQ United are kind of running away with this, and we thought maybe on a different map, McNuggies would feel more comfortable. But now, this is probably the, second offense for McNuggies, so not going to make the same mistake they did last time. They're going to push 2B this time, send one person to A, and already maybe picking off Dorfin could be a good start, but Dorfin was just pushing up to get a nade down.
Yeah, and he does actually find the elimination, and meanwhile, simultaneously, 1D mid-map has found another kill. Not Harry Z to the prone, drop shot, finds the third, and WQ United all over McNuggies. I mean, this is looking like 12 O's written all over it, which I never would have expected coming into today with how good these four teams had played yesterday. But WQ United are absolutely having their way with McNuggies, which is a little bit awkward because I think have it your way is actually a Burger King slogan, but that's all right. They can do what they want.
Well, McNuggies without a successful offense yet, but defending is always a little easier. You get to chill out, get to kind of play passively and wait for the offense to make a move. But look at this rush from WQ United mid. They want B control or A control.
Oh, Dorfin Klus. Another gunfight 1 versus Randerson. Not here. Z once more. You see him kind of on the X-ray, go prone. He's going to have a chance for a second gunfight as Duat1 will reveal his position. Bomb is being planted, and, well, Duat1 did not expect the last player from behind, and why would ya? 5-0 up, and, boy, I mean, we are looking at an absolute slaughter. I mean, WQ United just aren't losing any gunfights, it feels like.
Yeah, and we're seeing really good mechanics from WQ United, not even just the aim, but you were kind of pointing out some drop shots for those who want to improve their Call of Duty experience. You can stand, crouch, and lay down, of course, with the use of some buttons. And if you go from standing to laying down while shooting, it makes it very difficult for the opponent to track you during that. So you can get kind of an edge in that gunfight. But now we're seeing a pretty decisive rush from McNuggies over to A site.
It's just, man, this is so surprising. Bomb is going to be planted at A, though, this time. So here's a good setup for McNuggies. They actually do tag up Dorfin Klus as well, but can they confirm the kill? That's the real question. Dorfin Klus on the regen, eventually dealt with by Krypton. Not Harry Z, who's having a much better map on 4 in a row. Would love to make it 5. Going to take the jump into the window up top to maps. Krypton not going to expect that. 5 kills now, both for 1D and Harry Z individually. Last player in the middle of the train, and 1D with the turn on. Duat1 smoked inside the train entrance, and with that, the defuse comes through for a clean 6-0.
12 uncontested rounds by WQ United. With this map win, they go to series point in our best of 5, first to 3. And McNuggies, all right, I kind of gave you an excuse, okay, let's go to a map we know. But hopefully, maybe this one will be the one, Alan. Like, this next one is the one, hopefully, for McNuggies, just to have some signs of life.
This is, whew, I don't know. I am at a loss for words. WQ United are beating down McNuggies. I mean, they're tenderizing them, they're marinating them, and they're deep frying them right now. It is the people's elbows coming out. It's everything at the moment, Jen. And WQ United, going into today, yeah, they looked great, but they were tested throughout their bracket yesterday, kind of getting to this point. And now it seems like they've really kind of used that as an awakening because they're smoking this competition here in the semifinals and are looking like an indomitable force when it comes to being a champion here in the day. I hate to call it too early, but I mean, 12-0 through 2 maps in the semifinals, I don't think anyone would have expected that.
And I think it's a question of map control, because maybe the mechanics can match up eventually. But in your opinion, Alan, how different does a 3v3 play versus a 4v4? Besides the forehead, there's one less person.
Right.
How does the map control really differ? Can you really spread out, go on flanks, and go to other bomb sites like the way McNuggies did?
Right. No, you can't answer your question. This is why, the search and destroy community, at least up until this year, was very, very wealthy, because it really does test your individual prowess, awareness, and of course, just general gun skill. Because you're coming not just off the rip with less in numbers, but you're finessing a large map, typically speaking, with essentially predetermined gaps in your setup. It's just, you can't watch everything. And especially that will apply here on Miami. This map is huge. I mean, it's absolutely massive. You could probably fit 2 maps of raid in the boundaries of this Miami map. So it's very, very large. And yeah, it does not play the same as it would in 4v4, because you're missing a lot of areas, obviously, but more often than not, you're missing those off the rip. So you have to pretty much determine where exactly your vulnerabilities will lie and how you're going to be able to compensate for that, depending on how you want to play the map when you come off spawn.
Little stroll at the beach on a sunset. WQ United have the bomb down though, so they're gonna take their towels out, get their beach bums out, get a tan going. I guess the sun's not out, but McNuggies might have spotted at least not Harry and throwing some lethal, some grenades over, but it's Krypton with a better AR shot that might give McNuggies their first round win in 2 maps.
It sure will. Not Harry Z is not really watching this from a safe angle, just hiding in that little corner by the wall. There are some spaces where if he would have backed out into the middle of the map, he could have seen that plant position from a very safe angle, but did not trust that knowledge, or at least the ability to maneuver over towards those positions. And with that, McNuggies, yeah, from the flank largely, clear off the boat and the beachfront. A lot of it coming from Krypton right here, just as the bomb was being planted. So that's the other thing for WQ United. After this play from Krypton comes out, you have to hold. You're just already committed to this bomb site, and there's no way that you can just rotate away because you had already planted.
Switching on sides, and at least we saw signs of life of McNuggies. It was 12-0, but now it's 12-1. It's the start of a comeback. A little bit of hopium, maybe. But WQ United on the defense, going to be a little bit easier. But like you said, it's such a large map, and you only have 3 of you, so kind of usually stacking the more popular site. Looks like WQ United have 1 at A, 2 at B. You could see that on the bottom left. Blue arrows being WQ United. McNuggies have Krypton and the bomb kind of at the mid-map. Maybe an opening pick is going to help McNuggies really decide where they want to go.
Well, the shots from Randerson also could reveal that this play is heading towards the middle of the map and also leaning A. I mean, like you had mentioned, a couple of players at WQ United did stack over towards B, and they haven't seen anybody, or beyond that, caught any utility being thrown out. So you have to feel like this play is likely going to go over towards A, and now they'll know for sure as 1 deke falls to Randerson at range. But not Harry Z and Dorfenkloos are already here to try to defend, and Krypton is not playing for the plant yet. He's actually beyond the bomb site, kind of watching the visitor centers, and whoa, this might work out beautifully because Dorfenkloos gets caught behind the hedges, and that will leave now just not Harry Z to a 1v3. Bomb is being planted, but Krypton steps off of it. You have to commit for this. If Krypton falls right here, not Harry Z could just clutch this off the clock.
It's the game of hide and seek, but Krypton has the bomb. Takes 5 seconds to plant it. You see Krypton is just hurrying on over to A, and look who's watching. Not Harry Z, going through the shadows, throwing his tacticals over, but the bomb has already been planted, and Harry has found
1v1. Krypton playing off the bomb plant. Not Harry Z, hitting from the exact opposite angle. It's all about the timing right here. Does Krypton check his right if he cheeks this? Because he's got to be able to make sure that the bomb is not being diffused. You can see he's got a position watching over the top of this. Not Harry Z needs to make the play. Should know that Krypton's sitting in the courtyard, but they continue to go ring around the rosy, but the shot's almost there. Krypton, at the last second, gets the gun up, finds the connection, and McNuggies survive the 1v1 to go up 2-0.
McNuggies with 2 consecutive rounds. Nah, I'm not going to bring out the broom or anything, but what a turnaround from the previous maps. And you know what? I think it's McNuggies having the element of surprise, because we said how large this map is would technically be a disadvantage because there's so little people and such a big map to explore. But McNuggies keeps sneaking up on WQ United, which gives them an extra 3 seconds to kind of finish up their shot and find their aim just right. And they're able to get first and, usually second bloods. It comes down to 1v1, so it's not that decisive, but I like where McNuggies are going here.
Yeah, it's looking really solid for them, and it is coming off of a lot of those early engagements just kind of happening around the bomb sites, and so it kind of puts some pressure on WQ United. The first round is because they already committed to A, and McNuggies found the kills immediately as the bomb was being planted. Here in that second round, they found the kills immediately as McNuggies were aggressing upon A. So the defense was late to get towards the A site. This time, though, first blood confirmed for Dorf and Clues. Second, around the back, beautiful shots from 1D. Comes down to 1. It's Randerson, 1v3.
And the bomb has been planted. Oof. WQ United not going to let this lead get any larger than that. Start to climb their way back, only a 1-round differential. And we talked yesterday about what is a cozy lead and not so cozy lead. And now if you're McNuggies, you're pretty stressed because WQ United on series point, and McNuggies need to win this map, not only, of course, if they want to stay in the tournament, but just for their own spirits, because, like you said, they got crushed like 12-0 the previous 2 maps.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that, I mean, you got to go back to the 1v3, the 1v2 that we saw from WQ United. Like, if those rounds are converted for McNuggies, like, do they have a better chance, getting through at least that first map? You have to feel like the answer should be yes, but it's just really going to show that WQ United are really coming out a different breed right now. 1D mid-map finds Randerson sitting right behind the SWAT truck, and that's one of the reasons why you essentially don't just look both ways before you cross the street. Just don't cross the street. There's really no reason to. And you're seeing exactly why in 1D he has seen Krypton and he's on the hunt.
There's so many, I mean, this map is so dark. There's so many places to hide, so many corners to check, so many little bushes people can hide. But sneaking up on the bomb carrier. But no, Krypton turns and burns. 2v2 now, and McNuggies, their bomb carrier has been revealed. So they got to get this bomb planted quickaroo at B.
No, but there's going to be contested. Not Harry Z finds Krypton just as he tries to make the play that you were calling he needed to. And now Duat1 actually tagged by a Semtex. Doesn't throw a great one in response over the top of the laundry van. Not going to connect any shots. And just like that, WQ United respond with 2 convincing rounds in a row to tie this one up through 4.
Closing that lead that McNuggies started off so well. 2 consecutive rounds met by 2 slapbacks by WQ United. But this feels like a more even matchup. I mean, we never know how much these players are warming up before the tournaments. This is the first match of the day. Maybe those first 12 rounds didn't help McNuggies too much, but at least on the defense, there's less pressure. Looks like they are having 1A, 2 mid. And just as long as they can catch the cross from WQ United, get that first blood, McNuggies can hopefully take the round for them.
Yeah, would love to get back on the winning track. It just feels like one of those rounds and matches where you're in a position to see the momentum just completely shift. And I know the conversation largely, like when it comes to like the momentum in esports, like is it actually a thing? It may not be, like when it comes to like the physical inertia of momentum, but mentally I feel like it absolutely does start to take a hold of you. And Krypton, I love this play. Get aggressive, take out this player sitting up top, but has he lost? Not Harry Z. Sure seems that way. Meanwhile, though, for WQ United, while all of this kind of chasing is going on in the hotel, the bomb is being planted by Dorfenkloos at B, and 1D, who's trying to help him, has actually lost the gunfight versus Duat1, so a 3v2 unfolds, but the bomb planted in favor of the team with 2. WQ United trying to look over this.
Not Harry has to, I mean, good bait over at A, but now has to quickly cross over because the bomb has been planted, and Dorfin's just trying to live for as long as they can and doing a good job of doing that, using the van as cover. Don't have to worry about that one exploding, but McNuggies maybe catching Harry on the cross. They just have to live long enough so the defense can't defuse, and McNuggies should just, I don't know if they should rush this, but they just kind of stood out in the open, so WQ United found those last kills.
Yeah, you say you just really don't want to be out in those positions. But to be fair, like Dorfenkloos is putting himself on what we like to call power position, just kind of using the window of the passenger side of the van to kind of block some of the angles that you can see, and then of course use that to shoot through and gain an advantage. So, you know, really good heads up play coming out from WQ United, able to clutch up the odd man situation and now also turn it into a 3-round in a row spree. Really, at this point, this is for, like, McNuggies, you need to respond here. And you need to see someone besides Krypton leading the way. If you want to have a chance to reverse sweep this entire series, you need to start getting more participation from Randerson and Duat1.
Now the bomb really leaning towards B for McNuggies. They've gotten 1 plant down versus the 3 of WQ United, so needing to up their success rate on the offense. But now that they've thrown their tacticals, it's good to get this bomb down. Just trust in your teammates. I know that's difficult to do. The bomb will protect you if they won't, but I guess they won't protect you from nade. WQ United close out this round. They're up 4-2.
Yeah, it almost starts to feel like those opening 2 rounds for McNuggies were, I hate to say lucky, but in a way they kind of were. It's just down to the timings, like I mentioned from before, like on how the hits had happened. WQ United committed to A. They didn't fully watch their flank, and as the bomb planted, Krypton finds a couple of kills from behind, and WQ United are essentially trapped between a rock and a hard place. And then defensively, they full stack essentially towards B. The hit goes over towards A, and they really never get a chance to fully rotate to stop that bomb plant from happening. Now we're getting a change of pace. McNuggies are going to push right through mid-map and contest bottom piano, which will stall off the hit from WQ United, especially if they can find kills, but you need to be able to find those kills. That's the big problem. Krypton has fallen. Randerson actually jumps off the balcony to play this from behind, and he will find Dorfin clues. 1D not in a position to find the immediate trade. Not Harry Z, though, does have the angle, and the numbers will still prevail for WQ United after the initial engagement.
Such an important gunfight that Harry won there to recover that bomb after Dorfin went down, because they would have lost that. I would have been up to Deeg to do some kind of 1v2 at the end, and those are not the odds that WQ United want to play with. But now that they have 2 up, they can have 1 plant, 1 watch over, and Duotone has been a little quiet at B. But I know it's tough to move around this map when there's so many places to check. So now that he got the info that it's at A, let's see what Duotone can do.
Is that Duotone? Is that what his name is? I've been saying Duot one like a forehead. How have I not seen that? How has no one told me that? So, like, Jen, why did you leave me out to dry? I'm out here, like, trying to pronounce this guy's zeros as O's, and I don't even... Wow.
I didn't know if I was right either, so I was just...
That makes so much more sense than Duot one. Like, what am I talking about?
I thought you were flexing your Spanish. I was like, what's a Duot?
No.
This is a guacamole.
Duotone, and all of a sudden everything in the world makes sense. God.
The stars align.
I've seen the light. Oh no. Or have I heard the tone? Ooh, thinking face. Ooh, Harry Z. Speaking of hearing things, he's gonna go to the drop shot again, and he puts himself in a bush. Nobody saw him. He's looking for the second elimination. They're stacked on top. He goes to the melee, but Duotone does find the elimination, and we'll go back to a 2v2.
Little bush Wookie there for a second. Tac mask coming in strong, gives you resistance to those tacticals, the flash grenade, stuns, etc. Deeg is up top watching over this bomb and kills both former bomb carriers, and WQ United are going to the grand finals.
Yeah, they deserve it. I mean, you only dropped 2 total rounds through 3 maps. I mean, what? That's unbelievable from them. And they were tested yesterday. Like, they were put into a really big grind just to get to the semifinals. Their quarterfinal matchup was nothing to scoff at. And the same can be said for McNuggies. They came out and really ran their way through their quarterfinal matchup after having some tribulations in their opening rounds. And I think we're just starting to see that maybe that side of the bracket that WQ United came from was a very strong side of the bracket, because they absolutely just handled McNuggies, no problems, sauced them up, cooked perfectly, no problems whatsoever. Appetite has been satiated.
The 2-piece McNuggies out for now, but man, they had a far journey getting all the way to the semifinals. Here's how your bracket is shaping up. WQ United in the grand finals, waiting for their final boss. It's Catch Us and Respawn versus Back Alley Mafia. That'll be our next semifinal, but just so we can make sure all our players are ready to go, we're going to throw it to a commercial break. So grab your popcorn, because we got some awesome Call of Duty action around the corner.
Clean has to deal with. He finds the opening. It's 1v1.
Running quarters like a millionaire.
Can he get the last one? He can. The movement on point.
The fine three somehow still alive. No idea how he's done that.
Shami, he's able to put the ball down. 9-0, make it 10-0 for Scrap.
Trying to just hold this defensive line.
And here come the Mutants.
Scuffy with the through piece.
11, 12, 13 for Skies. And it's all up to just one apathy with the triple. And Clay's doing damage. 4 kills in a row for him. His accuracy finds 2, make it 3. Octane, unbelievable shots from the young man. LaRue with a knife, he gets it. Method sticks it again.
It's game time! They're just as sweet as candy, aren't they? Okay, I got this. I'll give you a hand. Well, you know, not really, because I am a hand, and hands can't have hands. But I can change the game. Swipe and color bomb. Look out! She cracked the candy code. You are an ace, bro, but your style game needs a level up. I think some upgrades are in order. I always carry a spare. Let's go! Whoppa! You won't find these in aisle 5. Ooh, careful. They bruise easily. For the horde! Lock and load. This might be my greatest gift of all. Gaming has gone pro, and I'm taking you all with me. Now that's how you change the game! And on with it, people! This tournament's not gonna win itself.
Welcome back, everybody. If in case you missed that last stat, 76% of people still played games even before. People didn't make a lot of new gamers. I think the key point here is that gaming is not a new behavior. It's part of the fabric of life, interactive entertainment. I think one of the best entertainments we can do. So this research not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, games generally find a way to kind of alleviate some of the stresses in life. Generally makes you happy, unless you're, you know, getting dominated by WK United. Might not be as happy then. But generally speaking, it does give you that kind of sense of like achievement and accomplishment when you're able to like find that, you know, those couple of kills in Warzone, you complete that bounty, or you find your way into league play or something of the nature. So yeah, the gamers still around, even more so after the pandemic, but it's definitely not a new trend whatsoever. And as we get back into the action here with the semifinals, we're in semifinal number 2. Catch us in a respawn in Back Alley Mafia. This is going to be a really interesting fight because you're already seeing players like Big Chungus. He was lights out yesterday, even knocked out a couple of lights just with his fists yesterday. But I imagine he will not be able to get away with that here versus Back Alley Mafia. And we'll see what they want to do here with this opening offense, taking their time and maybe even a bit too much so. Just 30 seconds remaining.
Well, just a Big Chungus montage. I want to see it. Like, how many fist kills did he actually get? Well, at least he took out his gun this time with a headshot onto Flash. 3 versus 2 for Ketchus and Respawn, who are about to catch this W if they get this bomb down. But without BJD, now things have evened up to 2 apiece.
And Click is going to wait for the bomb to be planted. He's playing on the opposite side of this Chungus. Talk about COD timing. He looks right. The player's left. And it's up to B Toms. And looks like we got ourselves the old scan and repair. So we'll have to wait to see what happens in that round. But, I will just kind of highlight some of the things from Chungus and why he really kind of showcased his individual skill yesterday, not only because he was getting those fisticuff kills, which was really fun, but beyond that, his individual prowess of the weapon was actually really well noted. Even right there in that first round, you saw him kind of jumping over that wall just to see what's out in front of him. It's more of a high-level tactic to try to make sure you kind of throw shoulders and just get a little bit of a look of what's to come as you're about to aggress. So really good stuff, just knowing that little bit of information and being able to kind of showcase us that little bit of higher level mechanical skill just in one instance in the first round.
I just like in Call of Duty when you accidentally kill yourself with like a grenade or something like that. We saw it on Express just now. It says mistakes were made. But then when your computer decides to just blow itself up, it says fatal error, kind of like a mistakes were made. So it's
that'll happen.
Kind of the same concept because Call of Duty just, definitely wants to nail down when you've made a mistake. Mistakes were made only when you nade yourself. And of course, not any other mistakes you would make in that map. But it's always funny. Throughout every Call of Duty, it's always mistakes were made.
Yep, it's a little bit of comical relief. The old Clayster falling off the map meme always stays really nicely. So that's just the way it goes. It's just one of those things, and especially in Treyarch games, you see it pretty regularly. I'll say that much. But it has been just a game crash instance for us, so we'll be rebuilding that lobby, getting everything set back up. We'll go right back into the action. We'll have to figure out if there is going to be a result that carries over, or if there's going to get a fresh restart, considering we were still pretty early on, not just into the match overall, but also specifically into that round where we were in a 2v2. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just start things all from a clean slate and just kind of go again like nothing ever happened.
I mean, Moscow, it just feels like all the action always happens at the one bomb site we were seeing, and trying to go to the other one, there's such this long range AR battle that happens on that long side of the road. Do you often see, like, in your professional opinion, teams go to that site? Is that something that could be viable, or is it really only like on an off chance kind of to mess up the opponent that you would ever go to that other site?
It can be a little bit more difficult to get to B. You had mentioned it when we were watching the first semifinal. You had that wide open street that is typically contested by an assault rifle defensively on the other side, so it can be difficult to get there. But it started to really kind of unfold after the first weeks of the Call of Duty League that the B bomb site is actually more controllable than the A bomb site is from the offensive side of things, because at A, it might be easier to get there, but typically just ends in a giant scramble where you're just hoping that your team finds more kills than the opponent, which again is like super low level commentary. Like if you kill your opponent better than they kill you, you're going to win. But that's uncontrollable, to where sometimes you peak and you're not able to get the first shot and you lose that first player without the ability to get that trade. Whereas over by B, you can kind of get a read to see, okay, there is someone contesting that outer street. Let's try over through the rugs window. Ooh, that's also being watched. Don't really love the look of this. Let's back up and then try to go over towards A. Or the opposite being, oh, hey, we've actually been able to isolate somebody over towards B. Now we can get into the bomb site and set up around it in a much more controlled nature. So there was a period of time where all of the plays that just defaulted towards the A bomb site on Moscow, even at the highest level, started to very drastically change the other way, just because no one wanted to just flip the coin to see who won gunfights over around the A bomb site.
And just an update that we're waiting for the players to get back in the lobby, and we're just teaching you all about the Call of Duty basics, because we know, like, viewers at home, whether you're a gamer or not a gamer, me and Ellen are here to kind of break it down. And you can also catch all the day 1, day 2 VODs where we really get into the basics of Call of Duty. Now that we're on day 3, we might have kind of relaxed a little bit on that knowledge, but definitely go and check out Activision Blizzard Media's YouTube channel, where day 1 and day 2 will be posted. And if you don't want to watch those hours long, we're going to have highlight reels up there of only the best plays. And we crowned our MVP, Drew, which you'll see him featured in those videos as well. I'm stoked to go and rewatch them after this.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun because there were so many really cool moments just yesterday. And you have to feel like we're going to be in store for even more incredible ones today, simply due to the fact that WQ United kind of put the beat down onto one opponent and is waiting in the grand finals. And either of these two teams that gets through this semi should be able to give them a pretty good test. I have a hard time predicting which of these two squads are going to be the ones to get to that point, though, because these will also be, I think, two very evenly matched up squads. So yeah, we're in for a much more intense day, I feel like, of what these players individually have to offer. You know, there have been a couple of instances so far where maybe one or two individuals were like carrying their squad. That doesn't really exist in my mind for either of these two teams. So I'm excited to see how they actually start to square up, and I imagine we won't just see 3 maps when it comes to these two.
I'm glad that we had the semifinals and the grand finals today, and not just the grand finals. So kind of both teams that end up in the grand finals get to kind of check out the live stream of how the other semifinal went, maybe take some notes on how aggressive, where do they like to rush, who's playing the AR, who's playing the sub. I don't know what kind of notes you're going to be taking, but you get to study your opponent. It's like, that's what you would do for anybody, any enemy in sports or esports. And then it also gets you nice and warmed up for your opponent, where WQ United is winning. Who's going to be joining them in that grand final match? Our championship that will be going down right after this. Once the lobby is all fixed up, we'll be jumping in and continuing this map.
Indeed, just waiting on a lobby. Kind of at a loss for what to talk about, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, we do see these showcases come up pretty regularly, so you know, we are getting a good look now, at least for me. You know, I've been able to watch over some of these players for the better part of the last year almost. I mean, because we had a showcase back in the spring. This kind of serves as what's happening in the summer, and then I imagine there's gonna be another showcase in the fall. And I'm hoping that a lot of these guys will return again, because we've been getting a lot of really good action so far. Yeah, that's what I got. I'm excited.
Cool.
Happy to be here.
I'll get the drum rolls going, because I think everyone is in our lobby and we're about to start our next semifinal. And in case you missed the first one, don't worry. You did miss a lot, but it was rather quick. It was a 3-0, a swift one from WQ United over McNuggies, where they started map 1 and map 2. The 12-0, I mean, McNuggies not getting a single round win, which if you're a viewer, if you're the opponent that could be going up against WQ United, you're like, holy cow, you guys are gamers. But you only lost 2 rounds. We're back in our next semifinal. Scores have been reset, and we have a very aggressive A push.
Yeah, we sure do. And this is what we kind of were talking about before, where it's down to, you know, these opening gunfights. They can be really difficult to kind of navigate around, just because of all the angles you have to clear, largely from both sides. And typically speaking, if you're staying a bit passive on the defense, you actually will have a bit of an advantage, just kind of waiting for the offense to plant the bomb. And you've already seen a couple of early kills have come in. The bomb has also been dropped. All but Chungus mid-map. He's found one elimination front side of gold. Gonna not be able to take the gunfight initially for the second player. And now help has arrived for Back Alley Mafia as they try to clean up Big Chungus with 33 seconds on the clock.
And not a good position for Big Chungus, because the bomb, that little bomb icon, is on the opposite side of the map, and who's babysitting is Back Alley Mafia. Not sure if I would hire any of them as babysitters, not that I have kids, but they did a good job of controlling the middle of the map where they knew Big Chungus was going to cross at.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that if he finds that second elimination, if he doubles up, that would have been fine. That would have been great, actually, because he was in a spot that really, for Back Alley Mafia, they would not have expected. I mean, he's not a part of that initial play really whatsoever. And so with that, you're in a really, really solid spot to kind of surprise the defense as they're trying to search for you. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to clean up the second elimination, and then the eventual 2v1 does come in favor of Back Alley Mafia. Now their turn to go on to the offense. Stun through Eskies, very traditional. Click will Semtex behind us, seeing if you can get a tag, and the damage does get confirmed. And beyond that, Flash has also tossed a Semtex deep side pillars. He's able to find the first elimination, and also notice that Big Chungus is going to be taken down from Flash's POV as well. That's a 4-0 start.
That's so annoying too, because he had a trophy system and still got naded, but that's not a reliable trophy system. That's an off-branded one, that's for sure. Maybe from Walmart. So 2v1, Back Alley still can go for, not gonna go for a plan when B-Toms goes for the flank, but I guess when whoever was assisting the bomb carrier was that far behind, sure can secure a flank.
Yeah, great stuff. It's just this Semtex, actually it sticks. He gets the stick onto the player deep, which again, like we mentioned from yesterday, that Semtex will stick to objects, including your own personal body, and then just getting the trade on Chungus over the top. I mean, this is really good information from Click first and foremost that, hey, I did do some damage to him. I know for a fact he's sitting on top of the bomb site. Just really good awareness from Flash to follow up for the kill. Now Back Alley Mafia go up early 2-0. And I'm really curious to see what Ketchus and Respawn want to do, because you remember their first offense, they just all full flooded towards A. It did not work out for them really whatsoever. It looks like they were going to try again.
I like this middle watch from Min-Map Watch from Killer Shadows. This can be where a lot of people like to cross for a flank if that mid is left open, but that's first blood for the attack and Ketchus and Respawn. They're probably not even gonna need a plant. Well, Click with a 3-piece! The ace for Back Alley Mafia.
That is a single clip 3K. Not common do you see something like this, but the shots are pristine. Little slide cancel from Click, and then once more, gets right back out. B-Tom's no chance in the gunfight. Even at low HP, Click absolutely stellar in the gunfight. 3 in a row for him, and 3-0 up is Back Alley Mafia.
3 uncontested rounds too. I mean, this is a little deja vu to WK United's run. Okay, maybe it's a little early to say that, I don't know, but it is a lot of A action and not even trying to switch things up over to B. But Click, you said before maybe you don't have to play for streaks, but Tac Masks and Flak Jackets active as the attack approaches.
Yeah, ooh, over the top of the bomb side. I was about to say this is going to be really tough engagement because Chungus is watching through escalators. Also help from Big JD making his way through. It leaves things just down to Killer Shadows. 1v3 situation. Going to be tested, and maybe quickly here. You've got Big JD and Chungus right on the other side of this wall. Chungus is going to reposition over to the middle of the map, and if Shadows checks his right as he comes out, he would find an isolated kill, but wants to be cautious of the flank. Makes the play over towards Gold Alley. Sees Chungus at range. Holds the aim. Shots going to connect, but not enough for the kill. And here comes Big JD on his flank attempt. Maybe trying to find a free kill, but thinks the better of it. Says, let's just wait out the clock as much as we can.
What a quick reaction from Big Chungus, too. Not checking the corner there. Always look left and right before you cross, but Big Chungus got spotted out. Didn't know where the opponent was. So what do? Stop, drop, and roll behind the statue. That cannot be taking any bullets. So, and then also because Killer Shadows didn't finish off that kill, you don't bring yourself to 1v2, you reveal your position, and all the dominoes fall from there. But at least that's the first round for Ketchus and Respawn.
Yeah. It's going to be, oof. I mean, it's a needed round. You don't want to go down 0-4. That's the big key. You go down 4-0 that early, it might just chalk the map. It's going to be so difficult to come back from it. But now you're in a position where you could possibly recover Moscow in full. But you need to find a second round, and you would like to do it sooner rather than later. Chungus will be seen crossing. Good position here from Killer Shadows. And with that information, Click is going to rotate over, but Killer Shadows does not stay alive. So it's an early numbers advantage here for Ketchus and a Respawn as they aggress onto the B site.
Yeah, they're just watching their mid and then quickly running over to B. The bomb will be in the hands of Big Chungus. I think they can safely get the bomb plant down, but they don't know this. They don't have the X-ray vision that we do. We got the superpowers, they don't. So Big Chungus with that plant down shortly. Back Alley Mafia. You're trying to pinch from both sides.
I like this post plant as well. Just watch everybody come through over towards lobby and also zone off the middle of the map. This is really ideal for Ketchus and a Respawn. It's going to require Back Alley Mafia to win a couple of the key gunfights. Flash will find one, but of course now you see Ketchus and Respawn know exactly where he's at, but will it even matter? The kill comes through, and now the retake is going to be here. Click is going to hop onto the defuse. B-Toms has to check this, and as he tries to, Click actually backs away, and the team shot's brilliant from Back Alley Mafia. They will have more than enough time to defuse, and that'll be a 4-1 count off of 2 absolutely lights-out kills from Flash.
That's so tough. I mean, this bomb site is so small. It's in a closet. And depending on where you plant the bomb, because you can only defuse it from one angle where it's been planted. You can't just defuse it from anywhere around the bomb. And you cannot shoot through the bomb. So you can lay down behind the other side, just defuse it, and it forces the attacking person who planted it to go all the way around. And in such a small room like that with an AR, that was going to be tough to come back. 4-1 for Back Alley Mafia.
Man, that's just another situation that the only thing that comes to mind to say is you just can't let that happen. You're in a 3v2. You know exactly where Flash is coming from. Allowing him to find 2 kills is egregious. I think that's probably the best word for it. So now all of a sudden, Ketchus and a Respawn find themselves down 4-1. You're going to have to win at least 2 rounds in a row somewhere, and likely soon. not a great start here for Catches and a Respawn, but this round, they do have B-Toms moved pretty far forward in the middle of the map, and that actually could maybe catch off guard this Back Alley Mafia team who are so focused on Big JD by the bus stop. Opening shots will come through. Here's the check from mid. B-Toms reveals his position, but cannot confirm a kill. Everyone for Back Alley Mafia stays alive.
And what's in your professional opinion, AK-74U? Is this a good gun to try and cross such a long lane like that?
It's difficult, but I mean, at a certain point, if you've got the bomb in hand, you have to be the first one forward, and you want to have a 74U in hand. So it just comes down to, can you get a couple of, team shots in to make the life a little bit easier at range? And Click will run back, actually, find Tom's mid-map. Chungus, though, holding his position over by the brick wall, finds one kill. Click has to respond, and he does. Oh my goodness, where was this from Click the last couple of days? He's looking like a totally different guy. And at 3 kills in a row plus the plant, he finds himself in a 1v1 that is very manageable.
Hey, sometimes it just clicks, and
Wow.
it does, finding BJD over the staircase. I mean, Click was the one who got the ace earlier for Back Alley Mafia, and he brings them to round point over map 1 of the second semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, Click is coming with something different today. He's looking unbelievable. That is another moment for him. And now an opportunity to put this first map away versus a very good Catches and a Respawn squad. For Back Alley Mafia, they're looking to get it done here on the defense, and Catches and Respawn have not even looked over towards B really a single time. It's just all been over towards A largely. Trophies will come down, though, this time. That's going to be nice. Opening shots not clean from Chungus as Flash finds first blood. Click going to be able to throw a shoulder through Eskies, reads that, yes, indeed, more members are here, and Flash will hold the angle, be rewarded for a second kill. It all comes down to Big JD. Killer Shadows mid-map will track him down, and Back Alley Mafia 6-1. And there was some decent contest here from Catches and a Respawn, but they still could not get through the Flash and Click combination.
Map 1 for Back Alley Mafia on this best of 5. I really like that BJD was like, okay, we got first blooded. Let's leave this site. The defense are in a better position they are. I mean, look at where Click was. They were going to cross and walk into his corner. So BJD's like, oh, let's go to the other bomb site really quickly. Yep. And then there was that disconnect between the attack. One was left over. He's like, you're dead. I'm going to leave you behind. And then what a read from Killer Shadows. As soon as he didn't know where that bomb carrier was, or there wasn't that immediate follow-up, that, okay, Killer Shadows went to check the mid-cross, and that's where that final person was for Catches and Respawn. And Back Alley Mafia reading their opponents so well.
And convincing gunfights is terrifying, I think, for anybody, whether you're looking at this in specific, from Catches and Respawn, or if you're WQ United watching along, seeing who you are going to be playing up against. Flash and Click currently are a major problem, and I cannot imagine that's going to change as we go into map number 2, which is going to be Express. I mean, Click finding so much value with this sub will mean that all of those close quarters battles around the bomb sites, either through lockers by A or right in front of Ticket on B, you have to be terrified of where he's going to be positioned. But then beyond that, if Flash continues to contest mid-map, that AR has not been taken down really at all. I mean, he was undeniable that last map. So there is a lot of test about to come forward here for Catches and a Respawn, and they're going to need to show us that they can handle these gunfights individually a bit better, because honestly speaking, through the 8 rounds we saw in the first map of Moscow, they were just getting smoked.
Okay, I was going to say, speaking of smoke, but no, those were some tacticals and the quick rush over to B, and they line up and actually team kill. So I guess technically a first blood for Back Alley Mafia, if you think about it, glass half full situation, but evened up 2-1. We'll see if Back Alley Mafia can close us out.
Big JD going to be able to get away for a moment, but Killer Shadows waiting for him on the retreat. Oh, man. I mean, now we're starting to get to a point where it's not just gunfights being won, it's the map being taken away. The tempo has been really escalated to a point where it really feels like it's getting out of control for the side of Catches and a Respawn, and that's going to need to change, and need to change quickly, because you can't just be pulling off the back foot versus the squad. They will punish you, and we're seeing that very soon, very quickly rather, not just in that first map, but also here in the second. It's just, they are feeling like, I was talking about it from day number 1, you go to the playbook and say, what is the we're just better than you strat? And here is a look at it. You're going to get Click right behind, but there we go. Finally, we get a moment for Big Chungus. He responds to 2. Thompson mid-map finds the other, And that's a really good response, not just because you win the round, not just because you do it flawlessly, but you quell all of the aggression coming out from Back Alley Mafia, which is great news.
Departures and arrivals, you're seeing those rushes 2-2 meet up in the middle, where really important use of that tactical mask, for those who don't know, kind of gives you extra resistance to those tacticals like your stuns, your flashes, because if you get hit by those, you're 100% getting taken out, because the person who throws that tactical gets an indication that that worked or that hit somebody, and then they can go and execute. So catch us and respawn with the bomb, changing things up, not doing the rush over the train station. They want to go to A.
Yeah, I like this. Just keep your opponent guessing as much as you can. But look at Back Alley Mafia. They've got 2 players in the back watching over the top of this. But they're not going to be able to stop the bomb from being planted. So now it's down to catch us in a respawn. Can they hold this setup? And Chungus, I think he just saw Flash on the flank. So it's going to have to be down to responding to the player in the back while making sure that the pressure from the front is also tested. A lot to ask.
Ooh. Don't worry, you guys. You can take some bullets and you can take them out because you heal back up if you don't take any more damage for a few seconds. So playing with fire. B-Toms with that first blood. Catch us and respawn. Have to also protect this bomb as it's up to Killer Shadows, and he's an impressive player, but 1v3, I don't like those odds.
No, me neither. And Killer Shadows isn't really going to go for it here. So, I mean, that's really good from Catches and Respawn. Okay, so we have the first round win, which is them dealing with the pressure and aggression coming out of Back Alley Mafia. Then here in the second, I won't say that they necessarily played super fast, but they get a quick plant off, and then they hold on, reading Flash in the back, while also making sure there is no full pinch from the front. That's really good as far as bunkering down in a post-plant setup. It can be difficult, like you had talked about before, just in a 3v3, because you just feel like you're always missing something when it comes to what you can watch. But that time, they really came to prove that, yes, we can hang on with these guys and win gunfights when they matter the most.
6 kills to 2 in favor of Catch Us and Respawn. I like that Killer Shadows decides to not feed or kind of go and die 1v3 or even try the clutch. Maybe worried about score streaks from Catch Us and Respawn, but I guess you won't have to worry about B-Toms anymore, even though it was just a 2-streak before this. Is now maybe throwing... Oh, thought it was a smoke. So they might think someone's in that corner, and they might be wrong, because we have the X-ray vision, they don't.
Yeah, Click, I think, was scouted out, though, or he did scout out Big JD up top. And now, for a fact, they know that Chungus is actually playing mid-map. They should try to isolate. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of help here, especially if you saw that Big JD's playing all the way through the overpass. So if they can find a way to get this kill onto Big Chungus, it'll make life very, very easy. But they still have not really been testing him, and that will allow him to find a way to get the kill. Finally, Click will get the trade. But an opportunity here for Big JD, 1v2, very doable from his position. They know he was up top, but he's moved, and Big JD, if he goes all the way around the back, he could actually isolate this play.
Maybe Back Alley Mafia were like, oh, maybe we go B, but they were just making sure all that space was theirs. Click will get the bomb down. BJD is about to approach from Locker's side, I think, and Back Alley Mafia haven't spotted him yet.
But the time is going to be a problem for him. He's going to have to make the play. And here comes the first elimination. Finds it onto Killer Shadows. Click, he has such a huge advantage in this position. He can just throw shoulders and check to see if the bomb is being defused. Has not seen him go up top yet. Now we check. There he is. Find the kill. Beautiful. That's one of the things, we talk a lot about how, kind of like on Moscow, where a lot of the action goes over towards A. On this map, a lot of the action, it's easier just to default the setup over towards the B bomb site. But if you can find a way to get the bomb planted just outside the trains here, you are being in a really favorable position towards A, to where you can play off that train, play off that high ground, and keep your opponent guessing when they're trying to play for a defuse. So really good showcase there from Click onto that factor. And with that, we go tied up 2 apiece.
I hate standing on top of that train because it feels like such a come at me bro position. Like everyone on the map can see you. It's so exposed. But as the nades and tacticals are being thrown back and forth, Back Alley Mafia, the defense are laying on the bomb. And speaking of laying down, you're going to be laying down 6 feet under. The bomb has been dropped for Catch Us and Respawn, and it's up to BJD.
Oh, and he's in the middle of the map, where he's going to have no idea, what's safe and what's not. You have to eventually get back over towards this bomb, and trying to clear through the middle of the map is so terrifying, because there could be someone behind you in the train, they could be above you, they could be in the staircase, they could be behind you. And the last one is the one that will eventually end him and put Back Alley Mafia in a good spot. A couple rounds in a row here after they won the first. They led away 2, but now they respond with 2 in kind, and that pressure starting to be established again. They're really not letting off the gas pedal at all.
It's a closer semifinal, though, so that's what I'm hyped to see. We want to show you only the best Call of Duty action here for Activision Blizzard Media's Can Classic. Winner of the series goes to the grand finals to fight for that fancy little trophy. But let's see what this attack's going to do for Click and the rest of the squad. They're posted up over at B. They're going to have Killer Shadows checking out A, but it's an important engagement that Big Chungus has to win, and he loses it.
Oh, man, it's so tough. It's just a gunfight that gets both players down to low HP. It's just one bullet could have determined the outcome the opposite way. But now it was 5 kills in a row for Back Alley Mafia. That has been changed as Flash falls. Click going to be tested. Backside monitors will be able to get the kill into Big JD. And now they should know B-Toms, he was last seen in Departures. Now he's been shooting over the middle of the map. So they know for a fact that he's playing kind of in between this kind of concourse area. And actually, he's going to change things up. I like this route. Get up top, go from the staircase, and challenge the bomb plant, which Click, I'm sure, will be considering trying to plant here in the near couple of seconds. And, oh, Toms has read this. He sees that the bomb is not being planted as of yet. He's going to back away and then hit when the timing feels a bit more natural, which very well could be now. Click, oh, he's in a little bit of trouble. My feed has frozen for a moment. And, yeah, okay, he actually does find the kill. And it's up to a 1v1.
I can't believe B-Toms wasn't spotted when he just kept peeking the bomb site. I swear Click saw it. Maybe he saw a ghost, but B-Toms with this crazy rotation. He's trying to confuse Killer Shadows, who thinks he's in the hallway. Killer Shadows is pre-aiming for it. They're about to see each other, and B-Toms gets the sneak and the defuse to put Ketchus at respawn 3-3.
Wow. Okay, so good stuff there. And I love the discipline for B-Toms, just to know the advantage that he has by kind of re-wrapping around. He's given up his position a couple of different times. He reads that Click as the one to try to plant the bomb. I'm sure he would have ideally loved to have gotten that kill before the bomb was planted, but regardless of that, for him to clutch up the round, absolutely great. So yeah, tied up 3-3. And this is, I think, what we kind of expected out of both of these squads as they got through their quarterfinals yesterday. Getting into these semis should be very evenly matched. And I love this, too. Catches in a respawn. They found a lot of success towards A couple rounds ago. But Click, that's so brilliant. If you're looking for high-level tactics, he tosses a stun over the top of the middle building, and it connects onto a couple of players, so he knows that the play is coming towards A. Flash, meanwhile, moves very quickly up top. He finds the first blood, and now Catches in a respawn are caught in a train.
And not the train is not leaving the station anytime soon either, so B-Toms and Big Chungus, their kind of plan has been foiled, as you said, because once you throw those tacticals, it gives a notification to the thrower that, hey, somebody was on the other end of that, and Click finds B-Toms at the other end of his barrel, but it's evened up. 2-1, Back Alley Mafia on the defense. Just have to prevent Big Chungus from recovering this bomb.
Back Alley Mafia, though, it's just, you have to really tip the cap to Click there. It's really a huge heads-up play. And, you know, just it's something that we see at the highest level in CDL. It happens all the time. That's why if you're going to be able to, on the offense, try to play for an A hit like that, you typically always send someone to throw a trophy there, so you keep the defense guessing. But the fact that that flash connects onto a couple of players, he gets the information that there's a hit marker. And it's just good communication saying, hey, yes, they are going, in fact, towards A. Flash was quick to make his rotation from middle by B to get around the back, finds the first blood, and Catches and Respawn really had nowhere to go from there, really stuck between a rock and a hard place, and now they need to find a way to respond and hopefully go to 4-4, because you don't want to be in a position down 3-5 where you have to win 3 rounds in a row. Click looking for first blood, but B-Toms playing a bit of a wider angle, finds the kill, and then covers his backside with a Semtex and a flash, in which the player Flash could not contest.
Oh, and you see that Catches and Respawn know there's somebody up here in the sniper's perch where Flash is hanging out at. But oh, there's actually someone in the bottom right. Catches and Respawn, 3 versus 1. Flash's location has been revealed. He finds one and the second. Can he clutch this up?
He's in a great position. He's got himself an extra weapon to play with. Lots of time on the clock and the bomb. He could rotate this back to B if he wants to, but instead wants to try to see where exactly B-Toms has gone. And the timing is going to have to be everything if he goes up the slider, which it looks like he wants to. Jumps to check to see. Nobody there. Now we've seen him, though. And Flash doesn't like the look of the gunfight. Backs away. Time becoming a bit of a problem, though. 20 seconds on the clock, and the stun check is not going to be good. It's B-Tom's wrapping around the back, but not committing to the rotation. Flash on the hunt. Needs to find the kill. Time is becoming a huge issue for him. Checks one side of lockers, but it's the wrong one. And B-Toms will once again clutch up for his team to keep things tied at 4.
This is crazy. 4-4. This is smelling like a round 11. We went from like 12-0 rounds in the previous series to things going this back and forth. The fact that we almost saw another ace. Click already had one on Moscow, but that one was foiled this time. All right, 4-4. The attack of Ketchus and Respawn. Where do they want to take us to? We've seen a lot more A action after a couple of unsuccessful runs over at B, but look at this defense. All look like they were all committing to B, but it will be up to Click to see if this attack's coming over to A.
This hesitation from Ketchus and a Respawn could really catch back Alley Mafia off guard, because they've been trying to play really aggressively once they clear their bomb sites. And you're seeing that here from Flash, but he has drawn the line in the sand. He's not going to go through terminal knowing that there's no information anywhere. And that's one of those kind of corner camping locations that's going to feel really bad for Ketchus and a Respawn, because their whole idea is, let's just play with hesitation, see if they get aggressive through our backside. And Flash does get aggressive, but not fully to a point where he is made vulnerable. But that's really tough. Semtex does not connect, and B-Toms is able to punish some of the self-inflicted damage.
Flash screwed himself over with that Semtex and forced him out of that power position of that cement bin that you cannot shoot through. And he was, like you call it, a heady, or just a really good cover to watch over the bomb, and should have communicated to Back Alley Mafia to push up through the map and try and enclose this attack. But with this pick from BJD, you can see this bomb go down at B.
All the Semtex are really well placed, and as they try to follow up off the damage, you just kind of run your way into 2 waiting members. So Ketchus and a Respawn, they win 2 in a row, put themselves on the map point. I mean, Click has been doing this, it looks like, all day, where he's going to confirm some damage and say, I'm going to take the challenge. And he's been taking some really aggressive peeks, but they've been clean. The movement's been on point. But that time he just runs into the last 2 members of Ketchus and a Respawn. There's really not a chance for him to get a double up right there. Not off that peak where they expected him. So B-Toms, 5 kills in a row. He gets to 10 in 3, having himself an incredible map, and one of the main reasons why Ketchus and Respawn find themselves on map point. But this time, stun check comes over the top. Click not going to expect that Chunkus is on top of the bomb site, and Big JD from the bottom will find the second kill. That's a challenge that you feel like Click should have expected. If you get a stun check like that, you have to be ready to take a gunfight on the bomb site, and he simply wasn't. And with that, we go tied up 1 map apiece with a 6-4 win here for Ketchus and Respawn.
Yeah, Click, I don't know if that was just an unfortunate slide that he couldn't control, or if he was just heard something over in mid, but you see Killer Shadows. Killer Shadows had his mid, so Click should have trusted that, and like you said, took the gunfight head on over at Terminal. So 6-4 was our final score, and it was, I mean, evened up. It was 1-1, then 2-2, 3-5. There was no decisive lead from either team up until the end, and that evens up the series 1-1.
Yeah, it really, really good showcase of a map, and that map felt much more comfortable, I would say, just largely from Ketchus and a Respawn. I mean, we talked about it in Moscow. They were kind of heavy, just leaning on their attack towards A every single round, just 3-stack hit A, 3-stack hit A. It wasn't working out for them so much. There were a couple of weird rounds in there for really both teams, but this was a much more controlled pace, tempo, and overall just stature across the entirety of both their defense and their offense for Ketchus and a Respawn. Happy with the adjustments, but now we go into Miami for map number 3, where, again, I think that tempo and pace is really going to be tested because it is such a large map, and we're seeing that for Click & Co. They want to play a bit more aggressively, and if they continue to find success on a map like Miami, it's going to make life very difficult for Ketchus and a Respawn.
I just wonder if either team are going to keep up this really quick pace like they did on Express, because even Moscow was played just as quickly, but it felt like Back Alley Mafia was that they won 6-1, right? So it was like they knew what they were doing. Yeah, they really knew what they were doing on that map, where it felt like both teams were, like you said, comfortable on Express. Both teams really rushing forward and rounds ending within a couple of seconds. But I wonder how much that's either going to slow down or how that's going to change on Miami when the map, I think that's one of the largest S&D maps we have in our pool.
Yeah,
so,
it is, for
and
sure.
it's dark and there's so many hiding spots. I wonder how this is going to change things.
Yeah, I'm going to figure that these teams are going to play Miami in a similar nature that they played Moscow, because like we continue to mention, we talked about it at pretty good length. The B-bomb site in Moscow can be a little bit difficult to get to. It feels a little bit more like you're apprehensive to go across those open areas. That's all A on Miami. It's literally you have to walk across an open beach to get there. It's going to feel like it's 1943 again and you're storming the beaches in Normandy. So, I mean, you're going to have to either commit to that play, or beyond that, if we're going to see Catch Us in a Respawn kind of do the exact same thing they did in Moscow, where they avoid the A site and then just 3-man hit B over and over and over again, I would figure that that will likely be the case. And it seems that will be, at least for this opening round, as all three are heading over towards the piano bar.
It's going to be a 3 versus 2 for Catch Us and Respawn just over at this B site, at least until Killer Shadows gets the memo and helps out. But with that first blood from Flash, things are looking good for the defense.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that the defense gets into these buildings faster than the offense does. And that's just good awareness from Click, knowing that you can go prone, see underneath the van, and actually the Semtex connects. Click, what are you looking at? You just tagged up. Oh, maybe you tagged up your teammate on accident, because Big JD's fully healthy. I was about to say, if you got the tag with the Semtex, you should know where he's at, but that must have been some self-inflicted damage onto Flash. And Big JD is going to have to, well, pull off a miracle here if he commits to this B site, which looks like he's going to have to with the time on the clock.
1v3. Don't like those odds. I live in Las Vegas, so I know all about those odds, and we do not like those. BJD at least has the bomb, so there's like a silver lining if you squint hard enough, and losing that, you can keep your eyes closed after that. Round over, back alley Mafia with the first one.
Yeah, good stuff here. And you'll see this from the defensive point of view. They just get topside piano before the offense does. It's just a simple timing of the map, how the spawns work versus how the tempo of how you can get there. So that's what I'm worried about for Catch Us in a Respawn from their offensive POV. They need to find a way to deal with that. And you could do it by way of kind of delaying the hit, throwing nades, or more importantly, you just have to put a little bit of pressure over towards A, because you have to remember that this is 3v3, not 4v4. So every time that Back Alley Mafia want to stack a bomb site with 2 players up top like that, it means that you've got a 3v1 on the other side of the map. So we'll see how things go. Catch Us in Respawn going to essentially pull the same double stack up top towards piano, but Back Alley Mafia not contesting it initially. They're looking for Big JD, and, well, Click has seen him, but not well enough to confirm the kill.
Now you might expect a rotation from B-Toms to just abandon A. There's just nobody over there, but I think has been spotted while he was crossing mid, so B-Tom's a little worried, but a lot of those red dots, when you shoot your gun, your location is revealed on the map, unless you have specific attachments, but we don't have to get into that. Click has the bomb, and we're just doing a lot of waiting. We're waiting for that first blood, and Back Alley Mafia are like, no, you act first. No, you move first.
But time is going to force at least one team to move sooner than the other. Say that much. And here comes the play. Click going to be the first one forward. He is carrying the bomb. Information up top. Killer Shadows looking for the kill. Finds it. Does not expect Big JD to also be there, though. So we stay 2v2. Flash looking for the trade. Spamming the wall. Finding the damage. Confirms the kill. Simultaneously, Click did get the bomb planted. So it's just down to B-Toms for 1v2 to try to clutch things up and keep this map level at 1.
Man, that's stressful. Catch Us in Respawn only had 1 total kill, unless B-Toms wants to make that breadstick into a 2. But he's got to go up against 2 members that are close. Picks up Click. Flash not going to move up right away. Wonder if he heard that splash, though. Flash is still looking for where B-Toms is. Coming around the left side dock, and it's Back Alley Mafia with 2 in a row.
Yeah, that post-plant position as well that you see in the backside of the docks is very common once you get the bomb planted at B. So good on B-Toms to get the first, and actually beyond that read that he needs to clear that back pier area. But problem is he got a little bit caught splashing around in the water. And so now you're in a 2-0 advantage for Back Alley Mafia. And this is where we're really going to learn about Catch Us in a Respawn. Are they just going to keep flooding over towards B? Or will they try to set something up towards the A beachfront? We're going to get our answer. Big Chungus, who had a 74U in the first round, now on the more traditional AR of the M4. It looks like they are going to go over towards A, but Big JD has taken the bomb mid-map, and Click is there. If he sees him cross and the bomb drops, that is a very inauspicious place for the bomb to be left.
Oh, we get to take another scroll at the beach, though. A site's my favorite just because of the beach and the nice boats.
Me
but
too.
I could also stare at this amour. Hey, there's some French, you know, the Cannes Lions. There's some people that know French here. You guys know what that means. But the bomb being taken over at A. I think some shots are thrown off by Killer Shadows. So Catches and Respawn must know this is being defended by at least one person. But it's taking so long to get this bomb to be planted. And they're revealing their location. And this is maybe giving enough time for Flash number 7 there in the bottom left to go on an epic flank.
You have to be confident in these plays. If you get even a little bit of damage in Killer Shadows, you have to know he's going to play for the regen. He's keep his life. That's your window to get onto the bomb, and they're just playing this too slow. That flank that you mentioned from Flash is going to come into play. You've got Click also watching from mid courtyard. Chungus, oh, he's seen Flash. The shots, no, not great. Not going to confirm a kill, but the bomb at least has gone down. The retake required, but Click has found first blood. Chungus not able to deal with the player in the back means that both him and Toms have to try to respond to the front and the back simultaneously, and that's not great news. Chungus by himself, 1v3, tested right around the back side of the boat. Click going for the defuse. Kill will not even be there. Flash wins the gunfight, and Back Alley Mafia go up 3-0.
Yeah, you said it right the first time. The hesitation of you have full control of the area. You have all 3 players alive. It's about trusting each other. It's like some kind of friendship test. I assume a lot of these people work at the same company, so you gotta spend some more time together at lunch because you gotta trust that if you get the bomb down, more time at the water cooler, I don't know, that someone's gonna defend you. You shouldn't be waiting this long, and especially waiting for first blood is an idea, but if they don't show themselves, then you just gotta make a move.
It's one of the things that, like, if you watch the Call of Duty League, what you'll see when teams approach that A bomb site is they'll actually have 2 ARs over towards the A side. One will be watching that top visitor center. The other would be top side hotel balcony, just watching the middle of the map. And the idea is the player mid-map just makes sure that no defenders cross safely to help defend the A site, where the player outside by the beachfront, all you got to do is make sure that player up top of visitor center does not kill your bomb carrier. That's usually it, because more often than not, if you're defending the B site, the A site, you typically only have 1, maybe 2 players in a 4v4 towards A. In 3v3, it's never going to be 2 players at A, at least not by design, I would have to imagine. So that awareness needs to be there for Catches and a Respawn. They're going to go right back over to this double stack setup over towards top side of the piano bar. Killer Shadows taking his time on the way forward, while Click and Flash continue to work over towards the parking garage.
Well, they're doing a lot more work in this piano bar than I would, because I'd be shooting this piano like, what keys can I hit? What song can I play you? And BJ's going to be singing in his grave for the moment. 3 versus 2, 21 seconds for Click to plant. And at least you have the first blood, so now we're waiting for Christmas, but at least it's evened up 2-2. Click gets the bomb, or thought he was going for the plant, decides to go and finish off some kills. Now we're going to plant.
Tom's, though, coming pretty quickly up top. Is he going to check? Oh, Click. He doesn't actually see him. Never rechecks the top side of the staircase, and Tom's finds the timing, gets the easy kill. And, of course, with that also the defuse to get Catch Us in a Respawn on the board for the first time. 1-3 goes the tally.
And I know you guys might be thinking at home, like, why not just play deathmatch? Why would you plant the bomb? What does this give you? Well, when you're on the attack, you put the clock back in your favor, because the clock is against you up until you plant the bomb. Because if you don't plant the bomb and the time runs out, even with there's people alive, the attack will lose. But if you plant, time runs out, the defense lose. So you're always giving yourself an edge in a round if you can get that bomb down. And this type of hesitation is why Alan and I are being a little extra critical, because they're like, come on, do it. But they don't have the X-ray vision that we do, so they're a little bit more scared on what they should do.
Yeah, and the thing is, why we're going into this more high-level breakdown is the fact that this is closer to what you're going to start to see at the competitive level of Call of Duty, which hopefully, if this all excites you, you'll be willing to tune into things like Call of Duty Challengers, which is like the semi-pro scene, and then, of course, the professional league of the Call of Duty League. And you'll start to see these things kind of come into play, where it's like, oh, I remember watching these guys do this. What is different between what the pros are doing versus what these guys are doing? That's what we're giving you at least some groundwork to work off of. But Catches and a Respawn have secured first blood, and now an opportunity to work with numbers towards people. Watch the flank. Click is behind this. Oh my goodness, he's going to walk up right behind both of them. Finds the first, wants the second, gets it. The third is just downstairs, but B-Toms is not in a position to get the trade, and all of a sudden a 3v2 turns into a 2v1 the other way.
If I'm Killer Shadows, I'm laying down going AFK. Click, get your ace. I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm not going to steal that, your shining moment away from you. they know where the bomb is. B-Tom's able to recover that, so I guess maybe they don't care about controlling that area as much. 12 seconds, takes 5 to plant, B-bomb in sight. B-Tom's gonna go for the plant.
Like the idea, but unfortunately not the greatest opportunity to get that bomb planted. So yeah, it starts here with Click. This is what we like to call trigger discipline, where you see players and you don't shoot until you absolutely know you can confirm the kills. Put yourself in the best position possible. That absolutely exemplified by Click. Gets the double up, and with that, now Back Alley Mafia enjoying a 4-1 lead, including 3 kills in a row for Click.
Now that the series is evened up 1-1, whoever wins this map goes to series point, meaning they only have to win one more map to go to the grand finals against WK United. So a lot on the line for Ketchus and Respawn. If Back Alley Mafia go 5-1, this could be lights out, just morally, spiritually, physically, all those things. So first blood is going to be so key here, and Killer Shadow spots one.
No kills to speak of, but the information will be very rewarded, as you see Ketchus and a Respawn are trying to fully rotate to A. Now, the thing about this is Back Alley Mafia have not committed to this A play. And Flash, who's number 7, he's kind of behind this initial play. If he sees that players have rotated, they could potentially just flip this bomb back over towards B if they know that players have rotated away from that bomb site. But it looks like they are going to try to hold their ground. B-Toms all the way back by the lifeguard tower will find first blood. Killer Shadow's going to have to respond to this. The shots are good, but not good enough. B-Toms probably survives about 1 HP. Gets the second elimination. Now it's Flash 1v3. Has to commit. And there's not enough time to get back to B here, brother. You're going to have to stick for the A plant because Chungus is going to make life difficult. I don't even know if he's got the time to even by foot get there. Not going to make a difference. Player in the middle of the map will scout him out, and that will be a second round for Ketchus and a Respawn.
We've just seen both teams really be scared to play over at this beach side. I know maybe the beach is nice and calming and kind of distracting, but there's a lot of standing around for both sides that we've noticed. And B-Tums for the side of Ketchus and Respawn, I wouldn't say the only one doing work, but he's 6-4 compared to the other two that only have 1 kill each. Or I guess BJ got one now, but B-Toms is doing so much. So if everyone can get on the same page and kind of help each other out, you can start to come back in this series. At least you won that last round, so you're not letting Back Alley Mafia go 5-1. But you still have a lot of work yet to go if you want to close the score.
Here we go. More pressure over towards A. Flash playing a different angle is just laying prone right in the middle of this entryway. Not a common position. We talk about how dark this map is. I think he just found the most lit up spot that you possibly could be laying. He's like right underneath the light in the parking garage. Didn't fool anybody. And so an opportunity with numbers for Ketchus and a Respawn to win 2 rounds in a row. And that would be incredible for the effort trying to bring this map back to salvageable status.
Yeah, trying to act as a dead body only works against bears in real life, but not in Call of Duty. So BJD still has the bomb. 1-man advantage for Ketchus and Respawn. We're going over to both side where everyone seems to be allergic to actually planting a site, but I think BJD's learned his lesson. Gonna get that down right now. B-Tom's down, but Big Chungus with the trade, the exchange. As now that the bomb has been planted, they're gonna try and disengage to the sands, and Click is trying to escape.
Trying to, but has to take these gunfights. That's the thing. And he's got Big JD low. I'm really surprised Click doesn't just rush out and take the gunfight. I mean, he needs to. Gets the reload off. This was a missed opportunity. Click, you need to defuse. He's not going to have time. I mean, he doesn't have any streaks to play for. This is a mismanaged situation from Click. I thought initially when he had Big JD down to essentially critical health, he was just going to go rush forward for the kill, but the one time he doesn't take the aggressive challenge is the one time that he should have.
I think Click tried to force a mistake by thinking maybe this other guy is going to be way greedier for kills than Click was. Click thought he had a way safer position on the staircase if he would have maybe tried to jump out and challenge. Then you have to kind of roll the dice on which corner you're going to try and pre-aim when you jump around. So Click was like, maybe this guy will rush knowing that I'm low. And then both did that Spider-Man point of like, no, you rush me. No, you challenge. And then Click kind of lost that end of the deal.
Yeah, it was very strange. That's just looked like a battle that Click was for sure going to try to take, but apparently not. And it costs his team. Up top, Click. Oh my goodness. Slides on into this back room. Semtex not going to kill him. The trophy system gets down just in the nick of time. And meanwhile, Flash was able to capitalize on both players up top. So Click stays alive. Opportunity to plant. And this should be a 5th round here for Back Alley Mafia. But that said, it is B-Toms who is the last one left alive. And he has been essentially shouldering a lot of the weight here for catches and a respawn.
Oh, time is against B-Toms at this moment. And his back was turned to at the wrong person at the wrong time. Round point for Back Alley Mafia. Series point on the line. Man, this is some really tight competition. I mean, whoever comes out of this series, you know, Back Alley Mafia or Catches and Respawn is going to be a worthy opponent for WK United in the grand final.
Yeah, it really will be. It's just going to be interesting because WQ United was not really tested at all. I mean, okay, let's be candid. They weren't tested at all in their semifinal. I mean, they went 18-2 over an overall round count. And now you're in a situation where you've got 2 squads that are really neck and neck. And we're seeing some really good individual play come out. I mean, this challenges from Click, the way he's moving around the map, it definitely is showcasing that he does understand the game at a pretty competent level. Which very regularly is enough to get through tournaments like this, but that could be said about all of the final 9 players that we have in total here between our final 3 teams. So yeah, it'll be really interesting, but getting into this round specifically, Flash has taken a couple of shots from the back alley through trash. Big JD with the bomb is considering the challenge, but did not know probably about that little corner peek from Flash. He's very safe from this, not only from damage, but he's also got a really free read where no one's going to be able to see him. B-Tom's going to push. Click! You're supposed to be watching that for him. He's laying prone in the corner, never takes any shots, and now all of a sudden it's Click versus 2.
Okay, I guess he didn't. B-Toms didn't see him laying in that corner, and Click, that trigger discipline coming out. Let's see if it's so disciplined with a pistol. Brings out the sub and still loses that 5-4. Catches and Respawn ain't going down without a fight.
Yeah, that's on Click. Again, I hate to just kind of put him under the hot seat here, but if he's laying prone in that corner camp spot, it's his job to know when players come out that top alley and deal with them. So that way Flash can stay safe, because Flash's position is not one that you typically get a player off of easily. And he gets taken out too easily. Click is at a spot where he needs to be able to find that kill, and that's another mistake that keeps Catches in the Respawn alive in the map. They still have some work to do. It'd have to be 3 rounds together in total. They've done 1 of the needed 3, but this defensive setup is already different from Catches and Respawn. They're not fully stacking up top in piano. They're playing a passive stretch across the map.
Click's like, you good? I gotta check my phone, or like, I gotta answer an email real quick. Let me just crouch and lay down in this dark alley, this dark spot. No one will see me, I promise. And then when he's done answering the email, he's like, we good? And he's like in a 1v3, but Click has aced before, but now they're going to be pushing over at this B-bomb site. The only person that'll be watching this is Big Chungus, but he'll be able to signal to BJD to come on over. But it's first shots taken by the defense.
And you see Back Alley Mafia is not expecting this passive defense. Have to deal with Chungus. The shots are good, but not for the full kill. Flash is going to try to clear off this back alley. Has to be careful, though, because he also has to make sure that Click stays safe. And as he turns around, Chungus comes to reach challenge. Bomb planted, but Big JD right there to get the exit. And then finally, Killer Shadows reveals their position. Oh, Catches in a Respawn. A little bit of a switch up. Taking the foot off the gas and playing passive. Completely bewildering Back Alley Mafia. We're going to go to round 11.
It's like that object permanence theory of if you don't see something, it's no longer there anymore or something.
Yeah.
It's like you got someone so low in that back alley, and then he just, was it Flash that just like turned around? I can't process like what emergency was going down. Like maybe, oh, I'm planting, and then it's like, oh, let me help you with that, buddy. Hey, best buddy, let me help you. When obviously keeping that alleyway control was more important.
It's one of those things that's like, that's where you would need to communicate with your team if you were a little bit more familiar with them. Like, Click goes to plant the bomb. Killer Shadows is up top. There is no reason that they shouldn't be okay up top by themselves. Like, Flash should be able to clear that back alley without question. And he goes to make sure Click stays safe while planting, and that decision to turn around is what ends up killing him, because he had the advantage in a major way versus Big Chunk pushing him down. So a small mistake leads to massive implications. Round 11 and Catcher Center respawn on the offense. This is really, if they're going to earn this comeback, it would have to be offensively. And, well, you can already see they're in a really weird spot where they don't really want to go to A, but they're going to have to. Time is becoming a bit of a problem. Again, underneath 40 seconds, they need to make a play.
And all that weight is on the shoulders of Ketchus and Respawn. They're the ones on the attack. They have to plant the bomb. If they don't plant the bomb in the next 29 seconds, it's over for this map. Back Alley Mafia series point could be in their hands. First blood could really open up a big opportunity. 3 versus 2 is that extra edge, and it's B-Toms that finds it and catches and Respawn. Got to get this bomb down quick, and BJD's on it.
Yeah, this is good, but Click coming from behind. He's not going to be able to find the kill on the planter. Oh my goodness, it's all down to Flash. He's found one from Visitor Center. Should see Chungus, but doesn't like the look of the gunfight, so he moves away, and as he does, he comes down low. Big JD waiting for him. And catches in a respawn. They take 3 rounds in a row, including the round 11. They're going to go up 2 maps to 1, heading over to Raid coming up next.
Can you believe that? 2 maps in a row, too, after getting slapped around by Back Alley Mafia. I guess in the back alleys of Moscow, 6-1 or 6-2, whatever the score was, to answer back 2 maps in a row is huge for morale, and that's what we were hoping for. But round 11 could always can go either way. The defense may be having less stress to just be able to sit back and wait for the offense to make a move, but first move being made by B-Toms in that first blood was big for their team. Now we go on to Raid series point for Ketchus and Respawn.
What a change of events. I mean, here's the thing, and I will always, as a broadcaster, applaud the team that can reward themselves by punishing mistakes. That's the big key, and there were a couple of moments in there. It's small little things, but those mistakes can be very costly. I mean, that game should have been a 6-3. If Click just is able to find that kill and the player who's pushing Flash down in that alley through B, that's game. The game's over. You can just essentially let Flash stay there, but he doesn't get that kill, doesn't even take any shots, and maybe a bit of too much trigger discipline being showcased, because it leads to the start of what was eventually the 3-round comeback that comes in to catch us in a respawn. And now we go, this is the thing, we go back to Raid where both bomb sites are much more tangible from the offensive POV, which that was something we saw that was very successful for them on Express. If that stays the case again for catch us in a respawn, I wouldn't be surprised for them to win this in 4 right here.
Yeah, Raid is much smaller. I'm expecting maybe a lot of rushes. We'll have to see what the plan is. But another key thing, remember when Flash went to back alley and got someone dangerously low and then just decided to forget about it, turns the back, and that's another blown round for Back Alley Mafia. But maybe things can be evened up. Maybe we can get a game 5, but it's B-Toms with the bomb for Ketchus and Respawn going over to B.
Patience being showcased as well for catches in a respawn. I like that, but there is a tag to come through. Killer Shadows does tag up B-Toms, so he'll give away this position top bedroom and then rotate. Oh, and he's seen Flash. That is so valuable. I would love to see them just kind of go in this together. They should know Flash is somewhere up top, and if they can isolate this kill, it could be great, but Flash has moved quickly into garage, and he's slipped the net. Catches in a respawn, struggling to search him down. And Flash is now in a position to where he could really foil this entire offensive play.
This A site is completely open too. I mean, B-Toms doesn't know that. Probably is going to do some scouting towards the back buildings. Definitely check that window. And now that the coast is clear, they're going for an A site plant. Catchus and Respawn are very split from each other. B-Toms is on the side. Big Chunk is all the way back in the wherever land. And Back Alley going to close in.
This rotation is going to take too much time. If Big Chungus came through mid-map, he may have been able to help out, but Thompson's going to die here. There's really nowhere he could go. The only hope right now for Chungus is that he can get to top laundry and see where this bomb is planted. He's going to make point of contact here with Killer Shadows. Easy first kill. He does see the bomb. Going to find the shots on the Click. Gets the elimination. It's a 1v1. Time not in favor of Flash. He's got to go and go quickly. and is going to have to challenge up top here. Doesn't actually connect with the stun. The Semtex is going to win the round. There's no time to defuse. All 3 kills come through and catch us in a respawn. Steal away the first round.
Jeez, the 1v3 from you were saying this rotation is too long, but the COD timing of being able to come up behind that one person, get the headshot, the rock and the bomb is covering most of that opponent. And then even with his location revealed, he still wins the final 1v1. That was insanely good by Big Chungus.
And another moment where Back Alley Mafia, you've got yourself in a 3v1. Someone has to commit to get into the defuse, and then you just have one player watch laundry, one player watch mid. They're a little bit caught in a position where they don't know who's watching what, and it leads to Big Chungus finding point of contact outside laundry, where he's right behind the player coming around the back of Killer Shadows, and then he gets a good gunfight win versus Click. And now Big JD says, that looks like fun, let me try. Gets aggressive mid-map, finds first blood, and all of a sudden, Click and Flash, who have pushed through laundry, are kind of stuck on this side of the map. They can't really go back over towards A. This is going to have to be a B plan.
And then you're worried about who's on top of that mansion in the window and who's coming from mid. At least you're planting. Oh, but your little toe was sticking out. So whoever came mid, that was BJD, found a piece of it. Bomb is down. And all of Catches in a Respawn read the news. They know this bomb is down and they're hunted for Flash.
Flash does find the first gunfight individually. That's good news. But time, again, is a big problem. He's going to be able to get this regen off and then make a play. He's going to have time to. I don't know if he actually... Did he see Chungus up top? May have. The stun will definitely give him the information that, yep, someone is right over the top of that bomb site. Chungus going to move over towards the Tiki bar. And as he does, finds a favorable angle, but does not lock down the shots. Flash, clean, time, a problem. Not going to be able to plant. Not enough time for it. He's going to have to play for the kill, but Big JD is not going to give him the chance to. Comes right around the back. He caught that plant timing just after 5 seconds, but really good stuff from Big JD to know, okay, after 5 seconds has come through, let me just throw a shoulder, see if he might be caught planting, and it gets him a very easy kill.
Yeah, and just knowing that they didn't have time to plant, maybe you could have set yourself up on the bomb and make it look like you're kind of planting, and then whoever was going to come check if you were planting could have been domed. It could have been a 1v3, but it's 2-0 for Catches and Respawn. Remember, they're up in the series. They only have to win this map to go to the grand finals. Trophy system down in case anything comes flying their way, but no challenge mid for BJD.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want to drop the bomb by yourself over here. And yeah, get out of there. Go back over towards your teammates. Okay, well, Big JD is going to play by himself this round. Flash has revealed himself, and Big JD is just going to back away. This is the right call. And honestly speaking, Big JD is not out of the woods yet, but does win the gunfight versus Click mid-map. That's now good for him on 4 in a row. In a 3v2 situation where Thompson has gotten around the back, he will find another elimination. It's all down to Flash 1v3. Not going to be able to get the first kill. And Catches in a Respawn. Absolutely dominating on the raid. 3-0 up.
What a turnaround from map 1-2, where it felt like Back Alley Mafia were the better team with that 6-1 or 6-2 win on Moscow. And now, not only switching sides, but the odds have switched around too. BJD is also working towards score streaks, which I'd have to check how far away they are, but maybe keep that because it is still early in this game that they could potentially get some artilleries going.
Yeah, that is definitely a threat. And man, I just never would have expected in a semifinal matchup between these two teams that we could even be talking about streaks. But I mean, we saw a great performance from B-Toms on map 2. Chungus played well last game, and now Big JD's having himself a heck of a game. So this is what we needed to see from Catches in a Respawn. This is what was missing from that first map. But everyone's starting to get involved. Click and the rest of Back Alley Mafia having a tough time at the moment, deciding what they want to do with this bomb. I believe Chungus has been scouted by Click up top, but it's not going to make a difference because everyone's playing so individual that Toms finds first blood. Click cannot confirm across the map for the response, but Flash can. So now you're down to a 2v2, but 35 seconds on the clock. You got to make a play.
Oh, shooting through the window. Okay. Only a little bit of damage, and Click stands right back up before getting back to full health, and is shot down from mid. Catches and respawn 2 versus 1. Now 1 versus 1 where Flash on the attack has to go get this bomb because there's only 15 seconds left.
Unreal. Time is not going to allow him to plan again. He has to find the kill. Chungus, if he's smart, he just throws his shoulder right here. I don't know if he got on it before 5 seconds. This might not get planted. Oh, just barely does. But Chungus waits for the exit, and Flash is nowhere to go. A little extra on top as well. And that's going to be 4-0 up for Catch-Us in a Respawn. They're looking like a different team here in this fourth map.
Oh my god, like there was 0.3 or 0.2 seconds left on that plant. And this has been almost twice in a row now where people think they have time to play and then they don't, but at least this time they did. But it's maybe you should have stood up on the other side of the bomb, because it does act as kind of this half cover that you can't shoot through if you're expecting an immediate challenge from that window staircase where Big Chungus was coming from. Because usually when you're planting in a 1v1, you just got to be ready for anything. So 4-0, Back Alley Mafia. We need to see some signs of life.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, 0-4 for Shadows, 1-4 for Click, 1-8 combined, not good. It's so crazy after the performance that these guys had yesterday and map number 1, even beyond that, just to get through the second and third maps. They both played really well. They can't get anything going. So I like this adjustment. Back Alley Mafia going to just hold off, not play aggressive in the middle of the map, just wait for delayed peaks. But Big JD nearly able to capitalize on a long-range 1v1. It will not come through. We'll stay 3v3. And now it's really on Catch-Us and Respawn to make a decision on what they want to do with this bomb.
Yeah, and you see that BJD is so worried about a B bomb site flank. He keeps looking behind into garage. No one's there, but the more time passes and the less information you have, the more kind of scared you get that someone is in fact on the flank. And most of the time that could be true, as they're all posted up going to A, but they're just so worried about who could be in that top window, who is mid. Bomb could be planted here, and the only one to say something about it is Flash.
But they gives away. Big JD just walks away. There's no one to contest the post plant whatsoever. So now you've got Chungus in a great position up top at Art. Tom's is sitting mid-statue. He's going to be the first line of defense. And JD's watching the flank. This is a perfect defensive post plant for Catch-Us in a Respawn. Big JD's going to find the first blood. Killer Shadows gets caught on the rotation. Now you're going to get Flash whiting over towards the outskirts on the kind of hang ledge. And it's just down to 1. It's up to Click. And he's not going to have time to get all 3 kills in the defuse. This is going to be another round 1 for Catch-Us in a Respawn.
Oh, wait, Click wins that? No way. B-Tom's here in the corner. How you got the jump on him? All right, somebody had to finish the job. 5-0 for Catch-Us in Respawn. 1 round away to securing themselves in the grand finals of Arcane Classic.
Wow. Imagine a 6-0. I mean, it's kind of looking like it. I mean, Back Alley Mafia has been doing nothing on offense. They have gotten 1 plant. Not great news. So you need to find a way not just get the bomb down, but beyond that, they've been unsuccessful in defending the bomb. So a lot to ask. Good team shots here, though. Flash and Killer Shadows combining onto Big JD for first blood. They also read that B-Toms was playing into Tiki. And again, this is so much information. Like, you get 1 kill, you know the second player is at B, take the 3v1 at A. No one's even watching the flank. Chungus is coming around the back, and fortunately, Killer Shadows does not look away before the challenge comes in, but B-Tom's able to respond for the first of what would need to be 3 in a row.
Well, we're seeing a lot of good synergy from Back Alley Mafia, waiting for the kills, now going for the plant. This will go through. B-Tom's the last one for this defense, kind of posting up mid. Could be on the flank, or could go on a flank, but decides to just take this phase first. Now Back Alley Mafia have no idea where they are.
B-Toms is in a really difficult spot, and he knows that this top bedroom position is going to be difficult, the most difficult to deal with, so he's going to try to play for the long flank, but this decision was made about 10 seconds too late, in my opinion. He has to clear bottom and top simultaneously, and then get to the bomb, and then deal with the second player. That's even if he wins the first gunfight, which he's not able to do. He puts himself in a really tough situation, and that's what the difficulty is. You know, when you're in this abbreviated search and destroy format with only 3 players, the ability to make sure that top bedroom position is not locked down for the offense's post plan is very difficult to do, because there's only two ways that you break it. Either the first is you play around the flank, or the second is you double chow it from the front and hope that you can get some good team shots in to get the elimination before that player backs away and stays safe. So now maybe a lesson learned, but still, I mean, this is going to be a full sale. I mean, Back Alley Mafia has to get 6 rounds in a row. And if you don't take by my candor, I'm not all that hopeful based on what we've seen in the first 6 rounds here that that's even possible.
Back Alley Mafia, I know. I'm all about being a cheerleader and for comebacks and all that, but 5-1, you're stressed and you're pressed if you're Back Alley Mafia, and you cannot afford any mistakes or you're out of the tournament.
Well, they've got clearance at B here. Do catch us in a respawn. B Thompson has actually pushed through the bomb site completely. Killer Shadows is going to go check this, but he hears the glass down in the little basketball storage shed, and that will pull him off the angle, allowing Big JD to plant. And they're trying to actually set the post plant up pretty far forward, which is risky to be sure. And you're seeing why. Killer Shadows finds the first blood. Big JD hitting the same flank, but gets caught and turned around. It's all down to Chungus to try to save this round. And like we mentioned, from this position, he's in a great spot. He can look over the top of the bomb, sees the first, gonna grab the second. One more to deal with. And he can play the clock. There's no need to take this engagement initially. Killer Shadows is the one that has to make the play. The Semtex is gonna delay a little bit more. 13 seconds to go. Semtex to push him back, but he stays alive. Now you'll see, yep, nothing that you can do from back there. All 3 kills, 1v3. Catch us in a respawn, our second grand finalist.
What an insane clutch. He saw the little toe. Little Piggy went to the market. Well, Little Piggy's out of the tournament too after that one. Big Chungus with the biggest brain, I think, all tournament with that play. And this was after Back Alley Mafia had the first blood in that round. They had the edge, they had the advantage, but no one can ever count a 1v3. That's not supposed to happen, Alan.
Hate to see it. It's one of those things. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were punished. That's the big key. You have to respect that from Catch Us in a Respawn, that they were able to identify some of those mistakes that are being kind of thrown about the map, and they're finding a way to use that as an advantage. It's really good stuff all the way throughout. So really great, but that means we do have a grand finals. Last 2 teams out of the 24. It's still going to be a best of 5. The map set will change marginally, but it's WQ United from the top side of the bracket, one of our overall favorites, and then Catch Us in a Respawn, who had to start in the round of 24. They make their way through Los Flier. Also, beyond that, Weber Warriors. They were able to take them that really good game yesterday versus 3P Frags. And then Back Alley Mafia also falling subject, which means that our grand finals will be coming up next.
Who? WQ United versus Catch Us in Respawn. Let us know who you guys think is gonna win. Let us know in chat, or you can also get involved in the conversation going down on Twitter using the hashtag #TheCanClassic. So we will have to throw it to a commercial break so we can make sure WQ United are ready to go, because we know for sure Catch Us in Respawn are warmed up. So we'll see you guys after this.
It's Kleenex to deal with. He finds the opening. It's 1v1.
Running quarters like a millionaire. Probably sort of never doing that. The way we do it.
Did he get the last one he can? The movement on point.
The fine 3 somehow still alive. No idea how he's done that.
To the limit on sight. Sticking to the vision on the mission of collision.
Shami, he's able to put the ball down.
On sight. Finna handle business with precision. Is you with it?
9-0, make it 10-0 for Scrap. Trying to just hold this defensive line, and here come the Mutineers! Scuffy with the through piece.
11, 12, 13 for Skies! And it's all up to just one apathy with the triple!
And Clay's doing damage. 4 kills in a row for him.
We in the plan
His accuracy finds 2, make it 3. Octane, unbelievable.
young man. LaRue with a knife, he gets it! Method sticks it again!
It's game time! They're just as sweet as candy, aren't they? Okay, I got this. I'll give you a hand. Well, not really, because I am a hand, and hands can't have hands. But I can change the game. Swipe and color bomb. Look out! She cracked the candy code. You are an ace, bro! But your style game needs a level up. I think some upgrades are in order! I always carry a spare. Let's go! Wampa! You won't find these in aisle 5. Ooh, careful. They bruise easily. For the horde! Lock and load. This might be my greatest gift of all. Gaming has gone pro, and I'm taking you all with me. Now that's how you change the game! Head on with it, people! This tournament's not gonna win itself.
Welcome back, everybody, to Activision Blizzard Media's Can Classic. We're about to go into the grand final, but hey, did you know that 76% of people newly gaming during the pandemic had gamed before? I mean, Alan, that's no surprise to us. Look at all the gamers we have in our grand finals. We have the 6 most talented people here to showcase.
Gaming's been a thing for a long time, obviously, before just the pandemic. Maybe it helped boost some of those numbers overall, but gamers embrace the time, I feel like, more than anything else, to get more time to play and kind of consume that digital content. But getting into the action, we do have grand finals ready to go. And the maps have changed just a touch from our first series that we had, where we've got Raid for the first map, Moscow and Standoff for the second and the third. And then Express would be there for the fourth, and Miami would be there for the fifth if we need it. The big question for me, I think, just generally for Catches and Respawn is, can they keep up the presence that they just had versus Back Alley Mafia against the likes of WQ United? Because for WQ United, I mean, we were talking about it. 1dig, absolutely popping off. Dorfencluse, absolutely popping off. Can they keep up with that pressure? I think is the big key, the big question that I'm going to be considering when we go into this first map.
I mean, yeah, if you're WQ United, you definitely felt good about that 18-2 round count that you went through their semifinal. But then you just watch Catches and Respawn just slap their opponent on Raid, which is the first map of our grand final. So maybe, well, I have no doubts in WQ United, but I'm sure that's a little bit stressful to watch. But then if on the other side, if you're Catches and Respawn, if you go anywhere from Moscow to Express, they went flawless against McNuggies in the semifinals. So,
yeah, it's kind of one of those 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Like, you could pick whatever side you want, and you'll have a platform to argue for either of them. We do jump into this first round onto Raid. Big JD pressured by Semtexes, but B-Toms slips through, and this timing is so good. Should find one for free, not Harry. No way he could respond to that, and this is really smart for B-Toms. Just back out. Don't even bother playing for a second kill. Make WDQ United have to play this 2v3.
Yeah, so smart to back out of that. You don't know if someone's top bedroom or on the other side of that cement block over on A site. And that's Deeg with a second, but couldn't finish off Tom. So Dorfin has recovered the bomb. It's 2v1 for this defense. Now 1v1, and Dorfin's location has been revealed.
Yeah, but this is a big Chungus is not going to be able to capitalize on that information. The good news for Chungus is that no one has seen him all map. So Dorfencluse is going to have absolutely no idea where Chungus is playing from, and Chungus will have at least some idea of where Dorfin should be. So it's going to be a plant towards A. Not a lot of time to get back over to B. Chungus is just playing kind of this, what we call a critty corner, where he's just waiting for someone to walk underneath him, but he's not going to be gifted that kill. So you'll have to earn it the hard way, and even more of that, it's going to have to be done the super hard way, because it's not just find the kill. You also have to do so in a time limit, because the bomb has been planted, and Dorfincluse has planted this for Laundry, so he can just sit up here and just do this shoulder check just to see if anyone's diffusing. Just play the clock as long as you possibly can.
So now time is against Big Chungus, because he has to go and find a Dorfin. Dorfin can just chill and check the bomb whenever they want. He can climb through this window, but they're looking at it. So WQ United will be getting that first round.
Yeah, really smart play here from Dorfincluse. Get the bomb planted, put it into a position where you know for a fact that you're going to have an advantage with this SMG. Sit top Laundry and just wait. And this is really, really smart, really heads up. I mean, I know there's initially like a lot of apprehension because you just have no idea where Big Chungus was positioned, but the fact that he does commit to get the bomb planted shows a lot of confidence from Dorfincluse, and why not when you find 2 kills like he just did?
Now the first offense for Ketchus and Respawn, and just quickly going over to B. They're going to send 2 top bedroom and 1 bottom. BJD with first blood. Now that the glass has been broken, this whole site is about to be opened up for Ketchus and Respawn, and I love that they're positioning someone mid to catch the cross. Bomb is not planted yet, so I think they just need a few more seconds to feel secure, but not so much anymore. Not Harry's in this window, almost gets the second kill, but it's Ketchus and Respawn that even things up 1-1.
Yeah, really tough. If he finds the second gunfight, it would have been awesome for the side of WQ United, but the initial presence here from the side of B-Toms and Co. It just really, really good. The first blood's great. You get information that Not Harry Z is playing mid-map. He's tagged up pretty heavily. It should be an easy gunfight for you, and it just narrowly is. But if Not Harry Z hits a headshot or 2, that would have been a really interesting recovery of the round for WQ United, but not to be. And with that, we go 1-1, but B-Tom's already off to a hot start. 4 kills for the first 2 rounds.
I like the WQ United that, W, it's always your forward button on a keyboard for you console warriors out there that don't know, but a lot of PC gamers and just a lot of crossplay, Xbox, PlayStation, but all being united here in this grand final. Dorfin with the bomb. A lot of space being created from Deeg over at A site, and is looking across past and go and check this room where Big Chungus is, but Big Chungus might hear something.
Yeah, 1D literally on the other side of the wall from Big Chungus, who cannot see him at all. Oh, maybe just caught him there underneath the windowsill. So Chungus is going to just hold this corner and ask for reinforcements. Oh, he's seen him for sure now. Chungus, do you want to take the gunfight? Wait, Big JD's not helping him. So now it's going to have to be this individual gunfight wins, and it is. Big JD takes down Dorfincluse trying to play for the plant. And now it's down to Not Harry Z. 1v3. Bomb has been dropped on top of the A bomb site, and this is going to be difficult to recover.
Yeah, this is chalked up. Oh,
Ooh.
Not Harry Z with a really good headshot.
Couldn't find the final player, though. Or at least one of the 2 final players. This is impressive, though. Really nice little snap on to Chungus, who got the first couple of bullets in, but too low. Try to dig out the middle. Player comes through the open stairs. Easy final kill. And B-Toms, 3 in a row. 5-1 start. Got to be dealt with if you're WQ United. If you want to bring this map to a more convincing fold for you, you just can't let them pop off like this. And it's going to be Tetris and Respawn on the offense. 3-man stacking over to be a lot of responsibility here for 1D to read this play and at least find 1 kill.
Oh, T2P's back. Time to play. Glass is broken. Deeg definitely heard this. Nice position on this kind of pool to have some cover if someone comes mid. Deeg with that first blood for the defense.
Nice.
And the bomb carrier pushes up, and Deeg is doing so much work.
Yeah, that's absolutely required of your sole defender at B. Read the play and at least find 1 kill. The fact that he gets a second, even better. So now it's just down to Chungus. 45 seconds on the clock. Bomb is all the way through Tiki. So this is not great news for Chungus's hopes and dreams. Sees 1D up top in the cutout window. And he's going to take that gunfight eventually. Like the little G-slide off the window to give him a little bit of a speed boost as he moves through. But he does not expect Dorfincluse from behind. Semtex will come out. It actually does not tag, but there's not enough time for him to get this bomb and secure the 1v3.
B-bomb site left open. Defense watching it closely. Big Chungus, shots exchanged. Finds the headshot onto Deeg. And you didn't get that immediate follow-up from the defense, but they still get the last laugh. And we're at 2-2 apiece in our grand final map 1. Can't get any closer than this.
No, I really can't. It's really, again, I just have to praise Deeg for how he wins the first gunfight, but especially as he reads this second. I don't know if he heard the mantle through Tiki or not, but he responds to the gunfight beautifully. Little jump in the middle of it just to maybe get you to tag some toes instead of the center mass. So now we're tied up to a piece. B-Tom slowed down for now, but I feel like he's the one guy who would really determine what happens in this series. If he continues to find success like he has in the first couple of rounds, this match will be tight. If he gets shut down, though, it kind of feels like WQ United will have a big advantage just with their 3 players. And they will find first blood once more. That's on a big JD this time.
Like that nade through the window. So even if they don't die, just that information alone is so important. Both these players have really good cover. Nade, or sorry, that's tacticals thrown, pistol out. Big Chungus gets the ugly end of that. WQ United 3 versus 1. B-Tom's the last one left, and he has to defuse.
Yeah, he did see him. He was reading a couple of players going out towards the statue. I like the idea that you just let those players exist there and you try to search for wherever the third player is. But the problem is he was scouted out just a bit too soon. And that is a beautiful opening angle from Dig to confirm the kill in about 3 shots. Really good stuff. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on Catches and a Respawn as they get to the next defense eventually. Now you have to really consider, like, do we want to put more players in middle? Do we want to make sure that we're putting maybe a little bit more forward pressure at A? Regardless, it's going to be a mental warfare game when we get to that next defense for Catches and Respawn. But before we can consider that, we must consider this offensive round. Dig side steps away from a Semtex, but he has not checked this angle, so he's got no idea what's in Zig. And as he gets curious, well, curiosity does kill the cat. Apparently, it also kills Dig, so he gets blooded.
It's always scary when they push the same lane. We've seen so many team kills this tournament. These players, though, smarter than that. Nade on the other side. Dorfin has to escape on the other side of the statue, and he's being challenged by 2. And this rock sure is sturdy, but that nade is going to force him out of this position. Dorfin picks up 1, and there's Big Chungus in that window that he has to worry about, and he's going to let Not Harry maybe back him up.
Chungus, though, over the top of the rock. I was about to say, these walls are penetrable by bullets. You have to be careful of how long you want to stay here. And WQ United are not going to try to force the issue here. They're going to let Big Chungus get the regen off and then reset. This last 30 seconds, it's going to have to be a commitment to B. And obviously, Chungus will know that there is one player mid-map, but will he expect 2? Sees the first, gets the kill, but the trade immediately there. Nice little double up right there for WQ United to stick together and just play off one another to make sure they can secure the round and go up now 4-2.
Yeah, that's 2 rounds, or a bunch of rounds in a row, I think, for WQ United. And this is after we kind of maybe set up the expectation that Catches and Respawn would look like the better team on Raid, and after just practicing it in their semifinal, but still time to come back. Defense is always a little bit easier on this map. A lot of good power positions on the back sides of the site. Big Chungus is always there in that top window, so maybe WQ United have to commit a little bit more attention to him.
I love this. It's a Semtex to clear off laundry. That's going to allow WQ United to get forward onto this position around A, but they don't really commit to it. And Big JD, who's playing the side stairs, actually gets a really good angle. Dorfin Clues looking for at least a response on the kill, but cannot finish off Chungus up top. So now it's down to Not Harry. Opposite angle. Not going to be able to finish off Big JD. Dorfin Clues did find 1 elimination, but the numbers still stay with Catches and Respawn as they respond, and Big Chungus knows exactly where Dorfin Clues is, holds the angle, gets rewarded with the opportunity, and capitalizes. Gets it down to a 1-round differential.
Yeah, Catches and Respawn closing that gap in the score, and that's important because when you're at 4 rounds, you just need to shut that down immediately, because going 5, going to round point, you're just extra stressed because there's no respawns. I know you say Catches and Respawn, but there's no respawns in Search and Destroy. Every mistake counts so much more, but 4-3, Catches and Respawn The weight is on their shoulders. They might have won the defensive round, but it's a lot harder to attack. BJD is going to have the bomb, and they're going over to A, but it's a 3-3 push from both sides. This is going to be quick.
And the shots for 1D. He collapses onto 2. Wants to get aggressive for the third. Going to be denied. Big JD able to slightly salvage this situation, but he does find himself having to clutch up what is technically a 1v3 after that initial kill. He's left with 2 more to find. And a lot of time and the bomb. So there are some good things to kind of look at here for Catches in a Respawn. But it just comes down to, can he win this next individual gunfight? He does get Not Harry Z and slides away. Dorfencluse can't finish the kill with 10 HP. Big JD stays alive. And we've got a 1v1.
Oh boy, Dorfin versus BJD, but BJD has the bomb over at A. And he's just standing out in the open. If no one shoots me, maybe the bomb site is clear. That's usually my go-to thought. Dorfin is on the other side. Oh, might have spotted him crossing mid. Did BJD see that? No, he didn't. But immediately getting on the defuse just to bait it, turns and burns, and Catches in Respawn will tie the game.
Wow. That is an unbelievable 1v3. This startup for 1D is perfect. They just line up. You just hold on the trigger. Okay, thanks very much. And then you think that for a second he's going to have the advantage going into that third elimination, but not the case. Big JD finding a response, gets a second, no problem, and then the third just kind of walks across his line of sight, and now all of a sudden we're tied at 4. Big JD getting involved, 7-4 on 4 straight. This is a huge round number 9. Whoever can get to map point first is going to be feeling super confident, and well, First Blood does favor Catches in a Respawn.
First Blood 3v2. Defense, Catches in Respawn. Have 1 at A, 2 at B. Big Chungus has revealed the bomb carrier at A. Maybe trying to signal to BJD and Thompson, okay, let's maybe go over to A, but not knowing where Dorfin is, spreading themselves thin so they can just get as much intel as possible, but Dorfin's about to walk about BJD. Dorfin wins that.
Does not have the bomb to work with. That's the big key at the moment. Just waiting for timing mid-map. And he can sit here a little while longer. There is some time, but I do not imagine that Catches in a Respawn will just lurk and wander into the middle of the map. So he's going to have to try to search to clear up some space. If we can get his POV, that'd be great, as he's going to collect the bomb. B-Tom's just holding top bedroom. Here we go. This is going to be interesting because Dorfencluse could try to play for the plant. It just comes down to B-Tom's actually check this in time. He's not even checking at all. B-Tom's, you need to check this. He will see him eventually. Shots come through and the kill will be there. Catches in a Respawn. Couple rounds in a row. They're on map point first.
Woo! Not that streaks matter, but it always looks cooler in the scoreboard. Catches in Respawn feeling good after that clutch. 5-4, like he said, round point. And always starting off with a cushion of the map 1 win. It is a best of 5, so there's a lot of Call of Duty yet to go. But man, that extra cushion of a map 1 win helps a lot, especially when maybe Catches in Respawn, this was their most comfortable map, so winning this is going to help the morale a lot.
Oh boy. We're starting to see that awakening again from Catches in a Respawn. The adaptations have been great. Individuals starting to really show up. Dorfencluse mid-map, going to be shrugged off the angle through Kitchen. It's going to essentially give up and concede the middle of the map. But not Harry Z. Oh, it's been a minute since he's gotten a kill. That's a good one to lock down as Big JD is taken out through the art alley.
That was so precise too. Just a headshot. Didn't even look like there was any recoil. Maybe even tap the trigger. Or I don't even know what system they play on. But three versus 2. The attack down 1, but Big even up by Big Chungus. Now we can move over into that B site as number 3 there. Not Harry Z's crossing over from A. So they have to. This attack has to be careful of their mid cross.
It's all about timing here on the Big B Tomps, and he actually does not get the gunfight that he wanted versus Not Harry Z, who comes around his left. So now it's just down to Big Chungus. Does have the bomb to play with. And for WQ United, just play this together, please. And Dorfencluse has been figured out. Chungus, beautiful shots. Not Harry Z is going to be right behind this play, and Chungus might just come right back to him. If he commits the rotated A here, it would be absolutely incredible. But instead turns around and Not Harry Z gets the elimination. And map 1 of the grand finals gets to around 11.
Holy cow, we could not have scripted this any better. Our script writers are doing an amazing job for this round 11 first map. And man, it's the gunfights that are most frustrating, the ones that you never expect. And that's why crosshair placement, which is maybe more of an advanced shooter technique of where you place your crosshair, which is the dot at the center of your screen, can really help align things if you get into an unsuspecting gunfight to just have the aim mostly correct. But we're having this bomb go over maybe to B, but the attack is pretty spread out.
Yeah, this big spread for Catches in a Respawn, I actually really like it for the round 11 to essentially force WQ United to make a play, and hopefully you can read it and then adjust as you need to. But patience also being exercised for WQ United. Shots from 1D will reveal some contest over through Laundry, and Not Here Easy mid-map once more confirms first blood. That's 4 kills in a row for him. And the full call to rotate over towards B. B-Toms has to come to life here defensively if this Catches and Respawn squad wants a chance at this round 11.
It's 3 versus 1. So Thompson, if you can get a kill, great. If you can stay alive, even greater. But the bomb is going to go down. I think that Semtex definitely alerted B. Thompson that there's going to be something here. Bomb is going down for WQ United. Thompson can't really do much about this, but staying alive was really key. Now they can hopefully work with Big Chungus, who's still hanging around pretty far away.
Dorfenklus just floating over through the pool gives away a free kill. This is so much more doable now all of a sudden because B-Toms can just essentially throw shoulders while he's waiting for Chungus to come around the flank, the timing of which is going to really determine the round. 1D is not looking. That's going to be a kill for Chungus. Up top in money window, B-Toms gets the kill. Plenty of time to defuse. And another mistake from Dorfenklus. There's no reason to challenge through pool like that. And B-Toms capitalizes on the opportunity, converts the round 11, and that's Catches in a Respawn going up 1-0.
B-Toms did exactly what he needed to do, and that was just to survive, which is the most forehead stupid thing and stupid advice that we could give to any player. But the fact that when you're in a 3 versus 1, there's a rush going on at the site. B-Toms just and the defense is spread to each bomb site. B-Toms just waited, saw the information, got a free kill, as you pointed out, of a kind of bad actor in the pool there of the dead body. Waited for Big Chungus to come around. It did take a while for Big Chungus to come around. I would have liked if he kind of came basketball side and they kind of pushed the angle together, but still able to pull that off against all odds. Big congratulations just for map 1 though.
Man. It's tough. It's one of those things that Dorfenklus doesn't need to be pushing through pool, and 1D should always be aware that there could be someone on the flank. Like, you don't need him to be activated until you lose the other 2 players. Like, he should only be watching the flank at that point in time. So again, that coordination and communication not there, and it's costing them rounds. We saw it in the semifinals with Back Alley Mafia. We're seeing it again here in the grands, and Catches and Respawn just keep getting blessed, just taking advantage of these mistakes that are coming through. And you know, some of it might just be lucky timing. Some of it just may be the fact that, you know, you're in a really solid spot and you're taking advantage of openings that your opponent's allowing you to have. So that's out of this world when they come back to another situation like that. But we have Moscow coming up next, and then standoff. And the one thing that we noticed about Moscow from the semifinals is map number 1 came out for Catches in a Respawn. They were very one-dimensional. Everything was going over towards A on their attack. That I would love to see change this time around and try to throw something different into the work.
Yeah, but I'm also maybe on the side of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're the masters of the one side and just a jack of all trades of all the other bomb sites, then they went WQ United went undefeated, 6-0 flawless against McNuggies, which may be just obviously a different team in general compared to Catches and Respawn. So maybe things are going to be closer. I mean, that round 11 could have gone literally either way. But as we jump to Moscow, I'm maybe giving that edge over to WQ United of just how really good they were at executing. Maybe only one bomb site, but if they win the rounds, I ain't got no issue with it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was they weren't winning the round today. That's my big problem. They got kind of smoked on the Moscow. I think it was like a 2-6. So that would have to change. I think offensively, this Catches and Respawn team is really going to be tested on this map. WQ United, we've seen them play it before. They've been really dominant. But this is obviously a different ball game now that we're into the grand finals. So some of those statistics from what we saw in the early rounds yesterday and the day before really don't amount to too much. So yeah, just getting on in, map number 2, and it will be WQ United starting on the offense. So we'll wait to see what Cutchison and Respawn want to do with this A favoritism that they've pulled, at least till round number 2.
That's the all-out rush. Having the subs for that close range. The AR surely helpful, but a little bit more difficult. Okay, some kind of team tag there, but Big Chungus on the other side of that bomb had great cover, and so did BJD. Catch us and Respawn in the driver's seat.
Chungus gonna find a couple of shots. Not Harry Z caught in a corner. That's just a really good surround here from Catches and a Respawn again. They just take over the middle of the map. They don't provide any exits really whatsoever from this initial hit, just off the fact that you did get BJD. Like we continue to mention, this backside brick wall, very important to possess if you want to try to aggress upon this A site, and Big JD never even gave him a chance.
Going into the next round, first offense for Catches and Respawn. And I guess it's pretty even between the defense and offense when it comes to that site. The bomb being picked up, we're seeing another A site rush, but the defense have now committed Deeg over to B and Dorfin to mid, so it's kind of up to Harry to see what he can hold off here.
Semtex over the top. Not going to connect, not Harry. Caught in a bit of a corner, but I don't think he's been revealed by any utility yet. So he's just got to try to play his life. Dorfin clues mid-map. Oh, they just go down the other opposite side of the escalators from where Big JD was watching. So it's down to Chungus, and he is in a pretty impossible position. I mean, someone's going to have to just walk from his right and then give him a free kill. Oh my goodness, no chance this happens again. Okay, thank you. Not Harry Seat from the backside of the wall. Does eventually push forward for the kill, but that was the way that 1v3 starts to come through, is if someone just walks in front of him and he gets a free kill. But Not Harry Z, very quick to recover and get the kill.
I mean, kind of like coordinated swimming there, where both defensive members pushed up at the same time and almost fighting over who was going to get that last kill. It's now tied up 1-1 apiece, both teams winning their defenses, I believe. So it's up to WQ United to see what they can get done on the attack. No plants yet. And this is a different approach. They want to go to B.
And Deeg from this position will make sure nobody can test them through this, obviously, Rugs window. But the thing that they're not able to check is number 5. B Thompson mid is essentially just looking from this cutout window to see if people are crossing. And he's gotten the information. Okay, so now if you're Catches in a Respawn, you just have to rotate over. Your choice. Do you want to try to contest the bomb plant, or do you want to try to contest them on the post plant? And whoa, one Deeg finds some good shots on the B Toms. Should be traded. Chungus is on the backside of police. And as he tries to make the challenge, he does not get the full regen off. Now inside Big JD. Another elimination. It's down to Dorfin clues. He does have the weapon for this, and the bomb is planted for him. But it's all about timing. What do you check and when do you check it, I think, is the real question. And the timing here could be great as he continues to try to see if there's anyone onto the bomb. Semtex to delay, actually gets a connection. Back around the outside of the window. Big JD trying to meet him, but not going to get there in time. Now the smoke's becoming a distraction. Chungus going to try to chase him down. Not able to find the kill. Dorfin Klus, he holds this position, and he's blessed with some timing through the laundry. The shots, not going to make a difference who wins the gunfight, because the clock had already gotten past the point of defusal, but that little bit of hold for Dorfin Klus could have just won him the round by waiting over by this little backside bench.
That first offensive win, and also 2 rounds in a row for WQ United. I was on the edge of my seat for that last round of just people running around with subs and hip fire and going through the walls. That was too close for comfort. So WQ United will be on the defense this time. It's Catches and Respawn with their second offense. BJD and friends going over to A. It's always not Harry Z who likes to anchor back there, so we'll see what kind of information he can communicate over.
Good game so far. And Big JD. Oh, God, timing. He just walks away right when Dorfin Klus comes around the flank that he was watching. Oh, it's so tough. So now B-Toms has to track back to collect the bomb. Does he want to try to take the gunfight? It doesn't look like he does. Chungus, meanwhile, has scouted out not Harry Z, but he just crouch walks underneath the wall. Free kill. WQ United looking like they're going to find their third round unless B-Toms can find a way to clutch up the 1v3 again.
We've seen it before, but it looks like B-Toms has already been found. I mean, he heard the whistle of those bullets, but yeah, time is just not on your side of your B Toms. But hey, you made it look like you were rotating B. Look how all the blue arrows of WQ Unite are just looking the wrong way, and not Harry's. He's like, I smell something's wrong over here, and he's about to walk in on B Toms planting.
He gets away though. Oh my goodness. No chance. If he finds this first one cleanly, maybe there's a chance. It's not clean, but he does win the gunfight. Now it's about, can he stay alive? The answer, no. Another situation where you start to see it coming together for the 1v multiple clutch up. But again, just not Harry Z is not going to allow these rounds to go away. And he's been really good so far. 5-2 plus the defuse. And he's been the one to make sure that the 1v multiple clutches really never get off the ground. Those are two really good response kills.
Yeah, it got closer, but the defense, they have not Harry Z all the way at the back with an AR, and then they set the other ones, one at the B-bomb site, I believe, and one through escalator. And even with kind of thin positioning over at this popular bomb site, even with a kind of a 3 versus 1 for the attack of catches and respawn at that round, just not getting any kills up until the 1v3 is not going to do it.
Okay, so what's going to be the play here? I was going to say, for WQ United, you've been pretty good over towards B. You've gotten some good information, but this time they're going to actually stack mid-map. And B-Toms, who's normally in this cutout window, is actually playing outside by the bottom avenue. And this is another angle that he can watch the mid-cross. And he's going to see both those players cross. At least he should see both those players cross. But the defense isn't moving. A bit perplexing at the moment. But not Harry Z thinks that maybe the best play is actually to go over towards A. They're trying to wrap around the back simultaneously, and Chungus is good for 1. And Dorfenkloos will try to run back over to help onto A, but he's already lost his teammates. So it's a 1v2 situation that Dorfenkloos really doesn't even have a free plant yet. He's going to be able to get Big JD off the angle. He's going to try to go for the plant to stick it, but B-Toms is behind him. And this exit for Dorfenkloos is going to be probably contested, you have to feel.
Oh, just players on both their sides. Dorfin 1v2 and B-Tom sneaks up behind. That was going to be so tough, like you mentioned, for WQ United to get out of that. But that means just the gap in the score is closed and catches and respawn. The really good bomb retake will close this gap, I think, what, 3-2? So 1 round away. And that, I was really perplexed that last round too. It definitely felt like both teams had lost each other, were refinding each other. It was a maze. It wasn't this decisive, okay, let's go and plant, let's get that first blood. It wasn't very textbook. It felt really weird.
Yeah, it was a bit strange, that's for sure. But again, it's one of those things that's like, if you get that information from B-Toms when he's playing out by the street, it makes life super easy for the defense because you know exactly where WQ United are. But the thing that was really strange was the fact that the defense didn't really move too much. And they ended up just winning individual gunfights after the play from WQ United came around the back. So, a bit strange. Chungus, good shots on a not Harry Z. Recognize that, yeah, I actually did tag him up pretty low. Let me go ahead and take the final gunfight, get the elimination. And stream has froze, so I don't know what's going on.
I'll take it over until, for now, catches and respawn. BJD with the bomb plant, so that's pretty chill. And WQ United only have Deeg alive. Defense not feeling too good about this when you have to go for the defuse. Takes 7.5 seconds to do that. 26 seconds left, and B-Toms has been spotted, but the trophy system smart play in case Deeg is gonna try and dislodge that with a nade. There's the jump shot. Deeg won't get it done. Catch us and respawn will get ahead. And that's 2 rounds in a row for them. Evened up 3-3 apiece. And how you feeling, Alan, about that last round?
Yeah, I think just much cleaner from start to finish overall. I think that's really the big key here is, so we're staying tied up, but catches and respawn are really showing us something that we did not see in the semifinals that they just came off of. Like, they're playing a little bit more controlled here. Things were getting a little bit out of sorts when they were on the offense largely throughout the semifinal, but they're at least staying competitive throughout their offensive rounds, which is already a nice recovery. Beyond that, they've also kept 1 Deeg just to a single kill, so that's even better news. And B-Toms, once more, changing up the angle that he's playing. This time it's going to be right in front of the gold window. He needs to rotate. I mean, they've already lost 1, and Big JD's got nowhere to go. So he falls, and now it's just on to B-Toms, and he's going to try to play this from the back, and that's likely going to be watched by Dorfenkloos. So has to win this first gunfight, and then quickly figure out where the others will be hiding at. Timing is going to be great. Dorfenkloos, what are you watching? He finds the first kill, no problem. Not Harry Z. Over the top has been red and nearly taken out, but that's a heck of a time for Not Harry Z to win a gunfight just before that was about to turn into a really disgusting 1v3 opportunity.
Yeah, Catches and Respawn were on a bit of a lead streak there, so WQ United able to put a stop to that pretty quickly. But it's also funny that off the break, going to this site, Not Harry Z is dumping AR shots, and somebody just crosses in his path. This is how you end up with team kills, everybody. Do not get in the path of bullets. This is great advice for real life and also Call of Duty especially. But we haven't seen team kills in a very long time. Mistakes were apparently made on, what, Express a few maps ago where you nade yourself, and sometimes it'd be like that. But WQ United have the defense, and Deeg has first blood from mid.
Oh, this is great stuff right here. Deeg getting involved early, clearing the middle of the map. And this is the right call if you're Catches in a Respawn. Just back down. They're probably not going to be getting too far forward. They've got a numbers advantage, but Catches in a Respawn are waiting for a flank to come around the back, and it's not actually there. So once more, the decision-making is going to be tested here for Catches in a Respawn, and that's actually huge information for BJD. He sees at least one out by Pillars, and they get to read the Dorfenkloos' mid-map by Eskies. If Chungus can win this gunfight at Dorfenkloos, the call should be immediately wrap over to B. Just get there and go. But it doesn't look like Dorfenkloos wants to threaten this backside play, and it's going to force Catches in a Respawn to have to commit to A.
It's just a tough spot to get through at A, and there's somebody escalators that they spotting. It's a lot of shots into Dorfin, but I can't believe Dorfin won that. Now you have bomb down at escalator, and Big Chungus, this is going to be impossible.
Should be. Okay, there it is. And it is.
I didn't want to jinx
should be, yeah, it should be easy for them to clean up, but we've seen some things today. That much we know for sure. We've seen a lot of things today. But that's good news right there. I mean, again, it's just a good first blood, clears the middle of the map, and then beyond that, Dorfenkloos holding his ground mid, just making sure that Catches in Respawn is not rotating away from A. That's already so much valuable information. And now WQ United, one round away from tying up the series. And they're going to feel like this will be a heck of a recovery after kind of letting go of that first map. And really did feel like they should have cleaned that one up. But Catches in Respawn not going to go without a fight. And now the hit. Aggressive. Through Eskies. Watch out. Big JD from behind. He's going to find one, no problem. Knows that the second's going to contest from the left. Beautiful to take down Dorfenkloos. Last one left alive is Not Harry Z. And BJ might just be able to clean this up himself. But Not Harry Z slipped the net. That's one free kill. Gonna take the second gunfight. Runs out of ammunition. Needs to get the reload off. Needs to push forward to finish off BJD, and not quite able to do it. Catches in a Respawn. Stay alive to get us to a 10th round.
That was closer than it should have been.
Yeah,
Nobody checked that brick. Nobody checked that brick wall, so almost being able to get a two-piece there. At least was it Dora? Somebody did a really good job of dancing around that one garbage bin when whoever was on the brick wall just could not get that finishing blow. But yeah, that was a really decisive attack from WQ United, putting them on round point and one round away from evening up the series 1-1.
And the play is going to go to B. Okay. Pressure from Dorfenkloos mid-map. 1D watching the corner by the bus stop. It's all really down to who wins his first initial engagement. 1D wins the first, Dorfenkloos the second. That's probably the round. BJD, though, does find one and is able to get away with his life. So that's decent news. But the problem is you have a 1v2. And again, you should know that 1D is playing out towards the bus stop, but I don't think you actually saw him slide away. So now things will essentially be fully reset with the time that's gone by. BJD's best look, if I'm him right now, is looking through mid-map and looking over towards A. Unless you want to force the 1v1 outer street, which it looks like he kind of wants to do. 1D happy to get the initial bullets in. Second formed shots, almost able to finish. Not quite going to be able to capitalize, but the teammate there watching the mid-cross. WQ United tie us up after a 6-4 map at one map apiece.
That was also like a 3-round streak from WQ United to clutch that out. And like you said, maybe feeling betrayed by themselves that they weren't even able to win map 1 after a ball was dropped, or maybe some problems occurred on Miami. You know, the beach
Yeah.
is nice, needing to maybe take a stroll down there to shake things off. And we're able to turn things around quite well, at least on Moscow just now. But that means we're going into a map 3 where the series is tied 1-1.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because now we've at least guaranteed the 4th map to come into play. And that's going to be, I think, a really interesting test for both of these squads because it's going to be Express again when we get to map 4. Now, coming up next is Standoff. And my questions about Catch Us in a Respawn when it comes to being able to play off of both sites offensively will be here again because Standoff, you very typically see the bomb over towards A. You don't often see it get over towards the hotel in front of B just because it's difficult to get there. The thing is, you know, if it's difficult to get there, that also means that if you do successfully get a plant off, it also makes life easier on the post plant. So it comes with a little bit of, you know, pros and cons, risk and reward situation. But Catches and a Respawn have continually showed us that they're not really good at going towards those more difficult bomb sites to get to. They just want to kind of play it the easy way, which it's weird because like the easy route is actually technically the more difficult bomb site because it's just a bunch of chaos that ensues. And you just have to trust that you're going to come on top of the gunfight. So you're kind of leaving it up to chance in a way. And it'll be really interesting to see if they have something up their sleeve for Standoff as we get into map 3.
Yeah, we could see some AR engagements over that main road, but a lot of sub action, especially at these sites. The B bomb one is so close range. It's like a little closet in there, and there's like a high ground, like a second story that watches over it. But A, smokes going down for the first time this series. Nades exchanged and a rush going down for WQ United.
Chungus responds, looking for the second, but the smoke will allow the plant plus the escape. But Harry's just going to wide peek that. Dorfinclu's not going to play for the trade, allows the reload to come off, but eventually does get the kill. But B Tom's on the way forward will be able to find the elimination very quickly, get the defuse, and Catches in a Respawn. Find the first defensive round.
That's scary when usually your defense is spread thin this early in the game. You'll kind of maybe have someone on top grannies or the second level near the other site, and you're just taking up more map space to get more intel. But when there's a 3-man rush like this and you're able to come out on top is really impressive.
Yeah, really good stuff. Really, really impressive for sure. So now you're in a position to where you've already established your defense, but I'm really curious to see what Catches in a Respawn was going to do here on the attack. Chungus on 2 kills already is good news. And it looks like they're going to go gas station to back alley and maybe even over towards B fully, but over the hotel first and foremost. 1D tagged, but not finished. Semtech's going to get the job done? No. So missed opportunity for first blood, but the pressure through the middle of the map going to be very well appreciated for Catches in a Respawn when they try to get this offense going.
Like how they have someone just literally on tractor over at the A site, just sitting on top of it, and maybe his backside was showing because B-Toms is dumping bullets in that direction. It scared Dorfin to death. Well, he's not dead yet technically, but you know, spiritually. Catches in a Respawn still have the bomb, and they're just looking for an opening pick that might liberate one of these bomb sites. But I love this defensive setup from WQ United, but they've lost not Harry from Top Grandmas.
Tom's tagged from mid-map but stays alive. That's huge that he keeps his life. Chungus should know that 1D is nearby, but how about this? 1D actually thinks that watching B-Toms go over towards A means the bomb is going to A. And Thompson's going to be even beyond that, put more consideration to 1D as he does find the elimination, but the trade is there. But from behind, the timing through the delayed play through Hotel is good for the second round, and 2-0 up early as Catches in a Respawn.
Ooh, and I'm surprised we didn't even see a plant at any point. So 2-0. And now we go over to the defense of Catches and Respawn, where I wonder what kind of spread we're going to see, right? Because there's so much action over at the A site. Do you just stack the preferred bomb site? Do you spread out and get more intel? But kind of pulling a back alley mafia is BJD maybe thinking about it. Or maybe that's Big Chungus. Either way, B site seems possible.
Oh, good first blood from 1D. If he loses that gunfight, that's going to be really terrible for this offense, trying to get some mid-map control, which is what they're focused on. Not Harry Z. Wallbangs through the fence for the second kill, but watch out for Chungus. This bomb is looking like it wants to go to B. Dorfenklus going to weaken himself up, and that's going to make for an easy kill. That's the bomb down. And Chungus, he's read 1D. The shots are decent for the response. Semtex comes out. 1D tagged up heavily, but the pinch is also in play from the front of Delhi. Just too many members to deal with, and WQ United get on the board for the first time.
There's just so much to check at this B-bomb site, so they did a good job of maybe clearing the house with the second level, but not checking Delhi. That's the next power position of that bomb site that someone is usually always hanging out at. I love the smoke play. Maybe the Semtex is a bit overkill, especially if you're not aiming at anyone in particular. Maybe a Semtex into Delhi would have bought time, just the 5 seconds you needed to get the bomb down. Even if you go down, even if you die in that case, that could have been winnable.
Mm-hmm. I like that call. Ooh, I like this call better, though. Big JD once more up top. First blood. D gets the trade, but Toms was there to help. So it all falls on a Not Harry Z 1v2 situation, and he's been playing this A site, and B Toms has recognized that. Watches him the entire way. Catches in a respawn. Really surprising here. I mean, going back to that semifinal, it really didn't feel like they should have won that series. Like, there were mistakes that were made and they capitalized, but just based on the individual players in the lobby, they were being outmatched throughout the early parts of that semis. And now they get into the grand finals, they kind of awaken in the midst of that semifinal matchup, and they're playing so well as a full squad right now in this grand finals. Everyone's playing at a super high level. And WQ United, who was looking like one of the best collective three-man squads, has been put into a position where certain individuals just have not been able to find a way to get involved. So 3-1 the tally, and around that, WQ United on the offense really would love to take here to keep it tight early.
I agree. The mechanics, the aim of catches and respawn have been really solid in terms of AR. And look at Deeg finding that headshot and Big Chungus in the back alley. Now 3-2. Catches and respawn. Definitely worried about their flank. But the defense just has to hold strong at either side. They are spread out, and B-Toms is down. It's BJD in a 1v3.
Dorfenklus is going to get the plant off, no problem. Or maybe Big JD's in Delhi. Timing was not great. Gets a couple of shots in, but if it was a second earlier, maybe he stops the plant. Rotation around the back of the hotel. Timing. Gunfight 1. What? BJD goes to the drop shot. Time becoming an issue. BJD up top. Dorfenklus in the corner. Doesn't expect them to be outside on the corner. That's the problem. And catches in a respawn. They will see that lead start to dwindle as WQ United are looking, honestly, pretty darn good with this offense. It all starts here, though, with 1D on the first kill and the Chungus in the back.
It's all about finding your groove, and especially if you do something that doesn't work, you switch to something that does, and you rinse and repeat. That's how you kind of fix up these mistakes. 3-2 catches and respawn on the attack, and that's always tough trying to cross no man's land to A. But it seems like we're getting so much more B bomb site action. Maybe trusting their AR play on the second level. They're going to commit 2 up here this time, and not Harry Z's top grandmas, and that's who they're looking for.
But he's stayed away from any angle that they could see. I mean, this is really actually a really smart adjustment from WQ United. You know that catches in a respawner is full flooding into the hotel. I mean, 1D learned that lesson last round. So he just sits in the backside of gas station and makes sure there's no full rotation around the back. He even finds a first blood. And that forces essentially what catches in a respawn. They had an advantage in the middle of the map, but it forces them to have to make the play. And that's been where catches in a respawn have struggled on the offense. When they're the ones that have to be the make the first move, they've usually come out a little bit weakened up, whether it's by numbers or just on health pool. And now you're on 30 seconds left to play. Dorfenklus has found another kill, and as BJD tries to rotate, 1D is right behind him. This is going to be a free kill, and this is going to be a tied-up game.
It's the worst episode of Tom and Jerry.
No
no,
way.
You're joking. Oh, my God. You go for the execution, the melee from behind. How could you do that?
There's time to plant, Jen. He's going to have time here. Dorfenklus reads the Semtex play, but BJD gets the kill. It's grand finals. You don't go for executions in grand finals. We've already talked about catches in a respawn punish teams because they've made mistakes, and that's another one.
Oof is all I gotta say. That's a certified oof moment. 4-2, catch us and respawn. Couple rounds away to going to series point in our Can Classic Grand Final. And they're on the defense. Life is good. Life is so good on the defense.
That's such a loss. And first blood and second, no way. Not Harry Z, 1v3. Does have the bomb, but I cannot get over the fact that 1D tries to play for an execution in grand finals and gets absolutely spit on. That could cost them the map. I mean, this is looking like 5-2 instead of what should have been 4-3.
Okay, yeah, you can in fact spray some fences down with your bullets. Damage will go through. Spots BJD on the top. Can't get the kill. 5-2. 1 round away for Catchus and Respawn to have the bounce back they were hoping for. And we are just seeing some all-around really solid play. I'm just overall so excited for this Kane Classic and how we've gone through, you know, some pretty good players in the first round to some really incredible talent that I'm impressed.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to recover from that execution attempt. I really don't know if I can make it. But now an opportunity for Catches and Respawn. Their first look over towards A, and all 3 WQ United members actually have stacked this. Semtexes and stuns go out for the defense, but not many will connect. Catches and Respawn are recognizing that there are a handful of players here. We do not want to commit to this. And they're looking to punish again. They're just going to hold this position and see if they can catch WQ United either pushing forward or trying to rotate away from this position. The thing that they're missing, though, is a player in Hotel, so they really don't have a look at the repositioning of WQ United. And the bomb with BJD has actually committed to getting into Hotel. This looks like they will eventually execute over towards B and trust that Chungus can just hold his life and make life difficult over towards the safe site.
3-3. For the first time, it feels like in forever, we have a round where no one dies in the first few seconds until BJD decides to just hallelujah out the window. But trades 2-2. Attack still has to recover that bomb. It's left in the middle of the map. You see that Big Chungus is trying to go for it, and we're spraying down some walls. We're taking down Grandma's house. Endorphin is gonna give WQ United that win for the round. 5-3 though, still for Catchus and Respawn.
Yeah, this is really looking. I mean, this is what we need to see from WQ United. This is what got them here in the first place. Get to a position to where you just are essentially playing as a squad. There's no need to get too feisty with this. And now you're in a spot where you can maybe start to pull this thing back. You just kind of wonder, is it too little too late, though? I mean, again, it's just down to the simple fact that they already threw away 1 round. You have to be perfect from here on out. And they're going to try to get aggressive over towards a trophy system. Will keep Chungus safe. He needs to go 1 for 1 here. Getting a single kill is fine. It's actually more than fine. That's really all he needs. Dorfin Klus, not Harry Z, not pushing as of yet. The smart challenge here is for both of them to go together. This trophy system continues to make life difficult. And here comes the help from BJD. Chungus and BJ find the first 2 kills. Deeg searching for a player backside warehouse. He's missed him, though. And no bomb in hand. Shots coming through. Semtex also through the window. And that should be the final kill, but Toms can't hit a shot. So, okay, hold on a second. 1D has seen an extra life come into play here. 1v2 now.
Man, D gave that guy the barrel for breakfast and is going towards this bomb. But if you're Catchus and Respawn, the smart thing would have been to just stack the bomb if you know where it is, because now this is looking more and more winnable, Alan. I'm starting to freak out. 1v3. Bomb going down, 20 seconds left, plenty of time, but Big Chungus is approaching. Doesn't see him because of the hay. And Deeg over with the 1v3. No way.
You want to talk about making up for previous rounds? That's the way to do it. I mean, that is perfect from 1D. I mean, again, it's that first kill that Thompson, he had dead to rights. It doesn't hit a shot. Deeg just kind of takes him off guard, a little jump peek. And then right over the top of the bomb site, Big Chungus gets some damage in, but the bomb site too much of an ally for the offense. And we'll get to round number 10 and 1D. 11-7 now, 3 in a row. And Catches and Respawn will have to play from the offensive side once more. And I would be really curious to see if they try to go to B here, because they just found a really good look over towards the A site. And yeah, they're going to try to play not just for Hotel. They're playing all the way around the back. 1D is in Delhi. He's going to be the sole defensive member to try to deal with this. And he's even going outside Delhi. He wants to play for Hotel, but the play from behind him has already come through. Does he get a read on this? He will. He finds the first, but does he expect that there were more? Maybe not. Not Harry Z falls. Big JD turns around, finds the kill. Last one's on the Dorfin Clues, and he's given away his position over towards A. BJ looking for the kill, wants to try to chase him down, finds him over the top, but it's over the top of a vehicle. That Dorfin Clues has too much cover, and it gets down to another 1v1.
Big Chungus versus Dorfin. Big Chungus doesn't have the bomb, though, so he's going to be a sad Chungus pretty soon, but could be a happy Chungus if he sneaks up on the Dorfin. But Dorfin's checking his corners. He's looking left and right. He only has 2 doorways he has to check, but wish he just knew where this bomb had been dropped. But now that he emerges, he throws something down and it messes up his aim. And that is Catch Us and Respawn with that map win, going to series point.
Championship point. And it's going to go to Express next. We've already seen them pull back Express. Taking advantage of mistakes seems to be the case here for Catch Us and Respawn. It's been the part of their entire day so far. Unreal stuff, and now a chance to put down WQ United in a map number 4. And that round from 1D is not going to leave him very, very soon. It's going to stick with him here for a while, you have to feel like, because you win that round, you're looking at, that would have been 5-4 then the other way. They would have been on the map point first. So mistakes are costing teams versus Catch Us and Respawn. And I could see there are moments where it's just like, yeah, like, you know, Click from the semifinals. Yeah, I've got these guys. I'm winning gunfights like it's no one's problem. Over Chow's a little bit too much. Showcases maybe too much trigger discipline. Gets punished for it. Now it's 1D. Yeah, I'm smoking these guys. I'm going to go for an execution. Loses the round in the map because of it. So, you know, it's just one of those things that the collective squad of the Catch Us and Respawn are catching teams napping on them. And now they've got a chance to win championship.
So there's those kind of mistakes sometimes that we see in the series, and also some unlucky times, like in that last 1v1 of that round, when you go around the corner and you're throwing like I don't know even know what tactical that was by the time the round came out, but just the unlucky timing, the COD timing as you coined it, just going around the corner, throwing something down, and then it just so happens that your opponent is running around that corner, and that was a critical 1v1 to miss out on. But you blame that one on luck. But we're only going to be blaming the winners of this, Catch Us and Respawn, on series point, and they're defending first on Express.
Oh no! Team nade from Dorfin Clues. He doesn't get it over the top of Harry. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm telling you, this happens at the pro level. This is not something that just is like, oh my God, what are these guys doing? This happens pretty commonly. And the fact that the Semtex doesn't get over the shoulder of Dorfin Clues. Oh no. So unfortunate, and a free round gets earned from Catch Us and Respawn off that team nade.
Well, mistakes were made. You know, and we move on and we grow from them. Attack, being able to win a defensive round is always a thumbs up, good expectation, but winning the attack is always more difficult. But going for a different approach, the whole defense of WQ United are at B. A side is completely open. Catch Us and Respawn don't know that, but because WQ United have cleared B, they know this is going down at A.
At least they should. And you're going to be looking at not Harry Z to find the first kill here, because he is on the flank. But he's holding his position. Up top, 1D has seen 2 players, so that information should be good. B-Toms and the train dealt with by Dorfin Clues, just storms on in, but BJ finds one response. Dorfin Clues not going to get the pistol up. BJ with a second straight kill. And now it's just down to 1D. Has to clear this player up top, not able to do it. Catch Us in a Respawn. Go into their second round cleanly after the early plant. And BJD not just planted the bomb, 2 massive kills to secure the round.
Now Catches and Respawn are going to the defense next round, where that's always a more preferred, because at the start of the time is for you. It's against the attack, who have to get their task accomplished of planting this bomb. But the defense can chill, and it's a lot more of a passive, relaxed approach. So now that they're going back on the defense, they could go 3-0. I'm not going to call it yet. I'd be kind of a prophet if I did, though. But this is where
Yeah, you
WQ
would.
United, yeah, I would definitely flex on that. But WQ United, this is an important attacking round.
Yeah, this is a huge one. You need to get back early because, like you mentioned, you just don't want to ever talk about a 3-0 down start. But BJD, First Blood, gets the second. Things getting a little bit too loose from the side of WQ United, and they're being punished for it. Catch Us in a Respawn. Just every map they come back into these games, semifinals and finals alike, they just feel like they just get better and better. And mentally, it feels like WQ United is a bit booned here. I mean, after the standoff not going your way, you're just getting way too loose here. On what we've seen from Express, I mean, a couple of really mismanaged and mistimed hits has allowed 3 straight rounds to come through, and BJ is on a 5-0 start. He could be talking about streaks if he gets, well, I don't think he's got any equipped, but he could be talking about streaks if he got a 6th or 7th kill here.
Missed opportunity to have streaks. I mean, I don't even think BJD expected to pop off this hard, but his AR shots have been so clean. And look, I don't know about challenging that when you weren't full health, so maybe getting a little too greedy. But 3v2 now for the defense of WQ United. They need this win so badly now. 4-0 would just be out of hand. And Bomb has been picked up, but Big Chungus has no friends. That's the sad Chungus.
Sad Chungus.
Oh,
and one D,
dead
no
Chungus.
problem, comes up behind, finds the kill. Yeah, big time sad Chungus. I feel like that could be like the new like Peepo of like Twitch, just the Chungus.
Chungus.
So
I
fun to
always think
say.
of Fat Bugs Bunny, like large, because if you guys Google Chungus, if you guys are up with the memes, you'll probably find a large Bugs Bunny, not part of the lore. But for me to educate you on all things Call of Duty and not.
I guess I didn't realize that. Today I learned.
Could be a large anything, I guess.
That's true. But into this next round, WQ United really playing passive here. 1D. I think he. No, wait. Did he not see Big Chungus around the back here? I think maybe he thought he did. He's turning around for this. Chungus coming up. Oh, it's terrible timing. Or is it? Dorfenkloos gets destroyed. So does 1D. That is not a gunfight you would ever expect either of them to lose, having the advantage knowing that players are coming from behind, even the first shots, but they get smoked. And the good news here, Not Harry Z has read that, okay, if they're on the flank and they're hitting from the front, I should have a free plant at B. This gives him the best realistic look at a 1v3, but it would still be difficult to assume he could pull this off.
At least he's playing all the way at the back of the site, where you can escape to the left if there's too much action mid. Tac, things are being thrown his way. Thankfully, the Tac mask gives him more resistance, but he's just trying to regenerate HP. He gets challenged, finished off. 3v1, not going to work out. We're shooting bodies. Are we shooting bodies down? Catch Us and Respawn 4-1 now.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're at that level of sass coming through here. Yeah, and everyone's feeling the feistiness. It's like, you started it. All right, well, I'm going to end it as well. One of those situations coming at us. But, I mean, this is just one of those situations that for WQ United, they're just getting worked. Those are more gunfights that they should just be winning. I mean, you go prone into the train, watching someone mantle in front of you, that's first 3 shots to you. And the fact that you don't win the gunfight is not great news. And now WQ United, they're going to 3-man stack mid. And 1D is going to be the first player to move. He's on the opposite side of the train, so he's been able to work around the backside of this flank. And it really just comes down to, will he even be able to find a kill? Because Catch Us and Respawn have planted, and they're having 2 members watch back.
Oh, that was really precise shots from Deeg and the headshot on the Big Chungus, which Big Chungus had the better position. Had actual some cover and a place to disengage into. But the bomb has been planted. Time is on the side of Catch Us and Respawn, and WQ United are living, but I'm not sure how long they're going to live for.
Well, they're doing pretty well here. I mean, it's just down to 1. They actually kind of overwhelmed from the high ground. You saw a couple of members just jump into the windows and kind of take over that inner maps room. And Catches in a Respawn had some opportunities to read how WQ United were making the play in, but they weren't able to capitalize on the kills. So that leads to the opportunity to give, I mean, for WQ United, you take away the high ground for free. You take away this back lockers position. You even see right there, like, that was not a play for kills. That was a play for information. But if you're watching that flank, you have to be ready for the gunfight at all times. You can't have your pistol out. And that will mean that WQ United are able to bring this back within 2. But again, like we keep mentioning, as we get to the mid stages of the search and destroy, at certain points, WQ United are going to have to win multiple rounds in a row. So you'd love to do that here in round number 7.
For you non-gamers in chat, if you ever see somebody doing some squats on your body or shooting your body, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that someone is trying to assert dominance and being an alpha over you. But WQ United, at least with that round win, they keep themselves in this map. They keep themselves in the series, but this is a scary mid push by Not Harry with the bomb.
Well, the first blood goes the way of Catches in a Respawn. Bomb is going to try to be planted at B. BJ is here waiting for this. And okay, very good escape here from Not Harry Z. Keeps his life. Semtex, not all that great. Not going to be able to see much information off of that. So BJ is going to have to check this again, you have to feel like. But 40 seconds on the clock with a numbers advantage. Not Harry Z is going to bail and flip the script. And his teammate of Dorfenkloos is working around the back. The shots were pretty good from Not Harry Z, but they're not good enough. And Dorfenkloos has been made to reveal his position to find the trade kill. So 1v2 now. Time ticking away, down to 22 seconds on the clock. Bomb will be recovered without contest. And Dorfenkloos is going to be able to try to play around this A-side from the high ground. We'll try to dance in and out. Only the pistol to play with. And Chungus just backs down. I love that. No need to take the gunfight. Force him to have to plant. The Semtex is actually going to hit on him. And that will mean that Chungus is going to be able to get the kill. Not even needed. What are you doing down there? That's how you execute. Championship point for Catches in a Respawn.
That was so graphic. I actually was like, Big Chungus, why didn't you challenge that? Like, I had a pistol, you got initial shots into him, but the safer play, I guess, like you said, would be to run away and take a 2v1 instead of a 1v1, but also just opened up an opportunity to stab someone at the back of the head, so we love to see that. But like you said, round point for Catches and Respawn, and they're on the attack, and it's a full-on rush for B. Trophy systems down, and let's let her rip.
Oh, man. But the thing is, there's no defense here. You have to read this if you're Catches in a Respawn. You haven't been tested. Get the bomb down. Plant it as fast as you possibly can. And yes, trust that B-Toms will watch over this from mid, and he will. Bomb's being planted. Here comes the contest from WQ United. Right through middle. B-Toms gets away. Not Harry Z was right a part of that. He could have found a free kill, but not able to get the shots in. So now it's just down to, can the retake come through? Trophy system keeps all the grenades safe. Where are you going, Harry? You got to go towards the bomb here. You're not going to have time. You got to be a part of this play, and you got to be a part of it now. 1D finds the first kill. Trade, not going to be there. BJ could be figured out from behind. It all falls onto B-Toms to keep this play up, and he will not be able to. The retake is good, and it's clean, and WQ United stay alive.
Climbing back by the skin of their teeth. WQ United, yeah, what a long flank from Not Harry. He just said, nope, the job here is done. Waves cape, but you didn't do anything type of meme going on here. But coming around a different angle, time paying off. And this was such a good retake. Even 3-3, bomb planted. Really incredible that they were able to do that, but still round point for Catches and Respawn, and now they're defending. The weight is on the shoulders of WQ United and where they want to rush to first. They're going to send 2 to Terminal and 1 to A.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Big Chungus first blood. BJ the second, and Chungus just holds down the trigger and finds the third and final kill, winning the map 6-3, and Catches in a Respawn will be the Can Classic champions.
That was incredible. Also kind of a heart attack run where everyone just died instantly. And that's when you knew the bomb site, that one was way more popular. You needed to stack 3, at least on the defense. 3 members alive. The 3v2 went in favor of Catches and Respawn. Man, what a last map. Congratulations, Can Classic champions. This has been such a fun tournament.
Oh, it's been a super fun tournament. And man, I'll tell you, I don't think I would have expected, just based on what we kind of saw from Catch Us in a Respawn yesterday, struggling to get through earlier in the semifinals, just kind of being blessed in a couple of timings. They looked so much better in the grand finals, and that's the big key. You make mistakes, little small mistakes like that, you're going to get punished as you get higher and higher up the ladder when it comes to competitive integrity. And that was, I think, the win condition largely for Catch Us in a Respawn. Absolutely unbelievable. But we have our first ever champions. Big congratulations overall. I mean, I'll tell you so much. I mean, initially I thought that B Thompson was going to have to carry them through this, but BJ getting involved, Chungus getting involved, and there it is. Your champions. Catch Us in a Respawn. And what an incredible run they put together.
A shiny little trophy too. Getting custom jerseys, delegate passes for the Can Lions. And look at how this bracket has shaped up. This has been 3 days of packed action for Call of Duty, and Catch Us and Respawn have only been catching W's, taken down. Let's see, they got the Weber Warriors, 3P Frags. That was a really good team we were cheering on too. To the Back Alley Mafia, another strong opponent, to taking down finally W Key United to be our Can Lions champions. Catch Us in Respawn, man. Congratulations. All that hard work paid off.
Oh, absolutely it did. And well, that's what we got. That's it. It feels weird because we just got to the climax of the whole show, but that's going to be it for the Can Classic. Again, a major congratulations to Catch Us in a Respawn, and of course, a major thank you for all of you to tune in. We'll hopefully be able to see you right back here on this channel for our next agency showdown. So with that, I will say farewell, and hopefully we'll catch you next time.